heroes, and those are the 2 position 5 heroes that can be played like this.
I know in the past he liked to go for the Witch Doctor and stuff like that, but ever since the heal got nerfed, it's not so much similar.
I think he wants to play Enchantress, but I'm not sure they're going to get it.
Oh,
EG has a decision to make now.
Is that Spec ban? The 3rd ban?
Yeah, it is a Spectre ban.
It's a Spectre ban coming up.
Yeah,
I think this is Enchantress.
I think they're getting ready for the draw, but then they have the Enchantress.
Oh, silence.
Grab the Ursa.
Silence.
So this is this matchup is one that we've been talking about a decent amount, the Enchantress versus Ursa, where historically Ursa is amazing against Enchantress just because you attack so fast with overpower, but since Enchant was changed to have a Dispel, you actually beat the Ursa handedly in lane most of the time just by going a skill build where you get that 1 enchant point, and if he tries to play aggressive on you, you slow him down, you run away, and you just consistently harass him through the laning stage. However, later on in the game, Ursa eats Enchantress for breakfast, so you need to get off that head start. Now, I wonder if EG are what alternative to Drow they're thinking right now, because Drow looks solid to me already. I don't think it's that bad against Ursa, actually. Gust is a great solution to when Ursa jumps in. That hero hates being silenced. And, well, what can I say? It's won every game so far today, so they're probably feeling pretty good about it. The Spectre is also banned, so they won't even have to worry about it.
There you go. Banned out from the other side for them, and Drow goes to EG this time around. We'll see if that win rate can continue here on this day for the International.
So what OG needs to do right now is they have to ban the heroes that can protect the Drow, after Undying. I think all those kind of heroes are potential good heroes for EG right now. And on top of the things, the bench is still available for them to bolster the right click and the damage.
Sorry, what I've seen OG do against the Enchantress last time they were against it was pick PL and pick a hero that can clear the wave. So later, PL just deals with the Enchantress in the laning phase, and then when Enchantress gets just too strong, he just abandons that lane and sends the wave clear hero to protect the tower as long as possible and going longer in the game.
So you're looking for something like a Wyvern, those kind of heroes?
PL just got banned out, so
yeah.
PL is also a great hero against Drow, so I guess it was an obvious ban.
EG trying to stay 1 step ahead. Storm was the other ban coming out from OG.
10 seconds remaining.
So what's going through EG's head right now?
I think they want to, in this game, they want to pick Samel's hero as late as possible, but obviously they don't have the absolute last pick, so they need to consider what hero he can take advantage of the Drow Ranger with. I'm not expecting to see the Gyrocopter when he doesn't know his lane matchup. I think that's a very dangerous thing to do, but something like the Lina could be grabbed. The Storm got banned. Is there anything else that stands out for Samel?
He could play Invoker. Sure.
They could grab Invoker. They could. Also dangerous with blind matchup though. But, and well, it happened in the last game and OG did not have a problem with it.
Not at all.
Maybe Samel wants to show Thompson how it's done. Although I think it's going to be difficult to do better than what Thompson did last game.
But that's going to take him out of the comfort zone though. I don't think TA is something that he prefers playing.
Yeah, oh yeah, Thompson would not play the TA. That's actually a very good point. I don't think we've even seen that, so that classic counterpick wouldn't even be appealing for OG. Same with Alina.
For me,
Mirana ban, good ban.
Alright.
So, you were saying much?
Isn't it a good game for Pugna? It's a really good counter to Enchantress.
Oh, you love Pugna every game, don't you?
Dude, this guy plays
This is the Pugna.
Grave King, Pugna, Necro.
Yeah, and Pugna is really good against a lot of the physical damage heroes. Like Enchantress, doesn't matter how much items he has, if the target he's attacking gets Decrified, sure you can go use your W and dispel his Decrified, but you are not usually in the range for it, right? So it seems, and Pugna is also a comfort hero for Thompson as well.
That is true.
That's true. Yep.
And Tusk, great against the Drow. Close the gap.
Yes, exactly. I think that's the logic here with the Tusk, is they want a way to get in on this Drow. And I think the Pugna kind of counteracts that mentality, I would say. It's not really the hero you want to snowball in with or play that type of fight. I think OG are looking to play much more in your face, whereas Pugna is a little bit more like a mid-range tactical hero in a way. So I was thinking maybe they get something. It's mainly the main limitation here for me is what Seb wants to play. Okay, they're picking super fast.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, OG came prepared.
That was very quick. Phoenix into Silencer. I mean, I know Fly is probably the best Phoenix player here in this tournament so far, but Phoenix into Silencer is dangerous. A very difficult matchup.
That's true. Yeah, we talked about that Ursa going up against Phoenix several times as we've seen it come up.
10 seconds remaining.
The other thing here is, so the reason Arc Warden looks really appealing is, first of all, he is pretty good at killing the Phoenix Supernova with the, what's it called, magnetic field. In addition to that, obviously, magnetic field once again, fantastic skill against these Drow lineups because of how range-based they are. Okay, this is a hero we have not seen for a while. I think might have been once or twice only picked in the whole group stage. Marsh, you love this hero.
Oh, I love this hero, but
it's not Pugna.
But Spirit Breaker is really good against Arc Warden in a way that you can gap close, and then he's also great against Ursa, and then Silencer doesn't do anything against him. But there's a Tuskar, which is really good against Spirit Breaker.
Wouldn't a Spirit do like a similar role? You are weaker at the early game, but you're better at the team fight.
I think Earth gets countered harder by Silencer than Spirit Breaker does. And the most important thing here is just, it's kind of this weird dynamic now where OG wants to get in the face of Drow, and now they pick this Arc Warden so they can kind of mid-range her, actually, which you usually don't want to do. So now EG are like, oh, now we want to get up in their faces because we don't want to get mid-range now. And that's just, this Arc Warden has completely flipped the way the teams approach the game. And I think you just, now EG want to run at this Arc Warden. Spirit Breaker, great choice for it. Their last pick should be going to Sumail, most likely. And now the question is, what ranged hero do you get with Drow that wants to get up in the face of the opponents, except TA? Like, that's the only pick I can think of that's like a melee ranged hero almost, that just jumps in and uses the Drow aura. Do you feel like at this point you just don't use the Drow aura for your mid pick? Like, is it more important to get a hero that just goes in on the arc and then Drow just provides the aura for Ench?
Well, Storm is the best hero, and then it's obviously banned here.
It's banned, yep.
Spectre ban, Storm ban. I think it looks like they planned it out here, so...
Invoker ban?
I think it's either just like TA, Lina, those are the only heroes that I can think of right now for them.
Yep, Lina's still open, was staying in this phase, and we're waiting for that last ban from Evil Geniuses.
Have we seen Thompson play Arc Warden this tournament?
I think that is our Thompson's hero.
He plays the hero.
He is really good on Arc Warden, that's why I'm asking, because I remember seeing it was one of the heroes he made a name for himself with back on SFT, actually. And it ended up getting respect banned against him a lot back then. Obviously not a team of the same caliber as the one he's in now, but you can always go back to some of your old classic comfort heroes. It's one of Thompson's absolute best, so I was just curious if we really... I haven't noticed many Arc Warden picks from this team, at least. So, always nice to pull out some surprises on the big stage.
We did see it at least once in the group stage.
Okay.
But not much at all.
And that's the thing, if you show a hero like once or twice in the group stage, it kind of goes under the radar again. I don't think EG at all were expecting this hero. Alright, they still get the gyrocopter, so he can get up close and personal.
Alright.
If he gets the Blink Dagger.
That's so quick.
They can swarm them with Necro Books if they want this game.
Wow, alright. Well, OG definitely coming in very prepared for this draft, kind of knowing exactly how they want it to pan out. I don't think they've been shaken up much at all with the draft so far. But before we go into game, some final thoughts. Winner, who are you taking in this draft?
I'm sticking with Drow, and they have the Enchantress for the Necro Books.
All right, go with the Drow win percentage. March, what about you?
I go with Evil Geniuses as well, because I don't think Lycan is playable against Enchantress.
All right, Ensign?
50-50 for me. I think this game is really, really difficult to predict.
All right, well, we have the thoughts from the panel, and we'll get to hear from OG as the draft has ended. Casey, take it away.
All right, Coach. Here.
Yeah, it's different than last time. We have more because we want to be more prepared. Actually, it was pretty tiresome. It's like after 2 hours of brainstorming, I was watching Seb and Johan, and they were like, oh, we need to take a break. And we took a break. We come back. It's like, I think we're a better team when we have more time to study another team that played some matches in the tournament, because you see exactly what they play, and we actually enjoyed doing that, even though it's like tiresome. And we were pretty much well prepared for these matches. I mean, they were banning exactly what we thought they were banning. It's like amazing. We either got lucky or we're very smart.
That way there was more of a focus for you on banning heroes?
Not just banning heroes. It's like you need to identify exactly what the team enjoys, the other team enjoys, and what is the comfort zone of it. And you push them out of that. You choose something to be like really hard for them. So it's heavy, you know, you play, you're stressed, you don't know exactly what to do. You're not used to it. So this is what we basically go for when
some picks we have here, folks. We have a Spirit Breaker.
We have a Spirit Breaker.
Nobody's playing this hero.
No, we don't
but
even
Crit, he's bringing it out here on the main stage.
We don't get a whole lot of Arc Warden either. We're getting blessed here. So I'm looking forward to the 4 positions in this game in particular. Sure, we've got a lot of other flashy stuff to be looking at, but I think Crit in the early game can put so much pressure on, and Jarex I think has to really match and try to make sure that this Spirit Breaker can't just run rampant on these lanes, particularly on Thompson. Because if they have this missile, if they're going to be running this gyrocopter in the mid lane, missile plus barrage with this Spirit Breaker, they can get the gap close on that Arc Warden, it can at least start to punish and slow down the farm that they need. Same thing in that bottom lane. Like the panel was mentioning, there's not really anyone to stop this Spirit Breaker. If he starts on this charge, who's going to stop it? It's literally just the snowball that comes out from the Tusk. No other heroes actually have a stun on the side of OG.
Certainly lots of sort of follow-up, as you say, sort of, you know, having the Spirit Breaker leading in this point of the game where you're going to have impetuses flying through as well, the Jara and the Drow ready to storm you. And just overall, we'll see if EG can get away with the Drow Ranger win just as OG were able to comfortably do in game 1. It's the runes, OG will be able to start the game grabbing themselves 3 of them.
A bit too afraid when you're running a Drow versus Tusk Ursa. That gap close is everything you have to worry about.
Many thanks to you.
And that's probably why they picked the Tusk, right? The combination with that Ursa, you're always able to make those aggressive plays before the Blink Dagger does come out. And you can do this. You can help your lane to start it back a little bit further away from their tower.
This time around in terms of lane, it's going to be the 2-1-2, of course, coming back in rather than the aggressive try than we saw for a bit by EG in game 1.
Big eyes on Crit. That's really the one I'm going to be looking at.
You almost had that too.
Absolutely. So sort of talk to me about the Spirit Breaker. You know, this hero, we're not seeing it. A lot of people would just say this hero is sort of flat out bad at the moment. What can go wrong for Crit this game? Like, why are people as a whole not playing this hero?
I mean, if you can't follow up the charges, this hero can't really contribute too much because you're not really providing much as a team fighter. You're this hero that wants to be going around the map and getting these global kind of pickoffs with your charge. But if it comes down to just team fights constantly, it can be a little bit harder for your charges. But he doesn't have to deal with any stuns. There's no Earthshaker fissures. There's nothing to really stop him.
Do not.
It's just Jarex.
Be interesting to see what sort of build Thompson does go for here in this game on the Arc Warden, as we've seen, you know, a variety of different ways to sort of build the hero here and at TI and obviously previous lands and such. A lot of teams trying to play it, and of course a lot of times being banned out against some of these teams that people know are very experienced with the Arc Warden. But there is that potential if he does want to go for the Necro Book, as sort of the panel mentioned, you know, that on top of the Lycan. Even though they don't have a Drow, OG can still very much build towards a similar sort of timing to what they were able to achieve in game 1, if they wish to do so.
Yeah, they are versus the Enchantress, though, which should take over those Necrobooks, which is pretty annoying. And also, Gyrocopter at some point, with Drow Aura, once you get like a BKB, you pop Flak, you just take out all those Necrobooks, and you get so much gold from it as a Gyro. And I'm curious also, so we were talking about the Arc Warden builds, I'm curious what Sumail's going to go. Are we going to get that Blink Dagger again? Blink BKB seemed to be so devastating when he was playing versus the Tinker. It's a similar situation when you're playing versus an Arc Warden. All about gap close.
But once again, looking at sort of the mid lane at the moment, Sumail 9 for 6 against the 8 for 3. Is it sort of expected that a Jara does this well in a 1v1? Like, I feel this is just Sumail playing it pretty well, right? He's got the Drow Arrow, which helps him a little bit on that base damage, and he's got that faster attack animation, which goes just a bit faster than the Arc Warden. But yeah, he's doing excellent in the lane. But we'll see them catch. And out.
Denied.
As a haste, level 2 now.
See a bit of a lead in onto RTZ. Now with the slow here with the shot. But those Fire Spirits from Fly certainly sort of pushing back any sort of attempt that Jarex and Seb look to go for with that attack speed reduction.
Yeah, at 3 we could see them look to actually threaten to kill when they have their bottom lane.
Crit and D just trying to really get in and punch down Ana.
Once they've got
the glaives from No-Tail.
Once they have the overpower on Seb, then they can threaten kills better on top lane. Because like you said, the Fire Spirit's very annoying when you don't have that speed up for your attacks. You see Thompson catch back up.
Ana still trying to see
very low.
Slow Crit. He's just going to go straight in for the charger, and Ana, has he got a little too greedy? He has. That's going to be first blood for S4. Crit will die, but he'll happily give his life there to set up for S4 to find that first kill. Has to be careful, Ana, in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
So understandably, probably not too used to playing against the Spirit Breaker. Not a hero we see a lot.
Crit charges forward, the missile connects, a bash.
Making these movements, Thompson tries to turn, he does have the TP in front, No-Tail, but the Rocket Barrage for Sumail, bringing Thompson low, it is enough to find the kill, but Sumail, can he get out of it? The curse still ticking him down, but he'll stay alive for now. Crit, can he also escape? He's got the movement speed, can No-Tail actually get back in range from Blade? He can! No-Tail will be able to get the kill, get the intelligence, but again, Crit sort of setting up, he's giving his life, and happily so. He's allowing his cores in both the mid lane and the bottom lane to get kills on the respective cores on the enemy side.
Yep. No-Tail does TP in to get that int, and I did cancel that regen rune that Sumail got. That's what we're saying though, the Spirit Breaker. He can put a lot of pressure on the map. Charge. Bounty rune's coming out in about 20 seconds. Top lane, Arteezy is being slowed down a bit. Not the best lats either.
You say though, Arteezy and Fly have to be a little careful now that level 3's there. Seb's got that point in the overpower, so the Fire Spirit's not necessarily going to save whoever gets gone on by the Ursa each and every time.
Yeah, I'd imagine Arteezy gets Gust at level 4. That's what's going to be able to push them away if they go for those snowballs. Oh, he protects his Phoenix. As we have those bounty runes coming out, it looks like we'll be able to claim all 4 of them, but do actually have Crit making the charge.
Here's Thompson. He's sort of been baited in towards Sumail. Sumail does fall low, but there's Crit connecting with the charge. Sumail a little too low to really come in and help with the fight, so it is just Crit keeping Thompson off Sumail. As top lane, they've got 3 heroes now. OG being brought in. No-Tail looking to lead him with the curse. They roll forward with the shards. Arteezy turns. Quick Gust to knock them back as Fly comes in with a TP. Jarex trying to TP his way back to safety. He'll make it out. Arteezy won't. As Seb, No-Tail get away with the dive. They'll look towards Fly as Fly himself has no dive left to escape. OG get 2 kills out of that top lane. Crit's charging across. A look towards No-Tail, but he isn't going to try and go for the kill, as he knows as well on his own. It's still a little too risky, so 2 kills for OG and a good escape from Jarex.
Arteezy tried to put a branch in to block the Ursa away, but wasn't able to in time. Great dive by OG.
See rune-wise, it's going to be illusion top. We see OG actually going for a smoke around the middle lane. No-Tail gets the ward down.
It was actually only 3 bounty runes. I think a wolf actually killed that second one. That was bottom by Ana.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Both mids hitting level 6 now. Sumail certainly does have that kill potential if he gets a +1 in the middle lane, and at the moment, as you can see, Fly sitting behind him, ready in case OG makes some sort of a pounce.
Jarex is here too. They can look for a kill onto Sumail.
Sumail is going to go straight away with the cooldown. Does manage to get it onto Thompson and No-Tail. Dive forward as well as the snowball. Sumail falling low as Jarex goes in, gets the kill. Crit charges forward. He gets some trades, finds Thompson. They'll get 1 for 1 in the middle lane, but Crit does lose his life. So again, OG coming out on top of these skirmishes, and it's 6 minutes in. No-Tail, he's already stolen 12 in.
Smart man.
4-0-2, every single kill he's been a part of, No-Tail.
As No-Tail would say, right? So smart.
Absolutely, he's playing his heart out in this series.
S4 got a lot of space out of this though in the bottom lane. Momentum going with the siege. Level 6 now claimed. Also phase boots and on the way to that Dragon Lance. This Enchantress definitely going to pose a bit of a threat. As he has a very significant in 7 minutes.
That's top. Jarex, Seb, they're hunting for Arteezy. He's in the trees. Jarex has got eyes on him. Seb is going to head over. Arteezy totally alone at the moment. He's punching back into Jarex, but with Seb here, they should have the damage. The Gust comes out to try and slow down the overpower, but there's the Earth Shock. They've got the control, and Arteezy just abandoned on that top lane. Mid lane EG, they're trying to fight, but Sumail, he's going to end up potentially going down as well. The curse starting to take him down. He's got the stick charges, but again, the slow, the rain pop down, so Sumail cannot get out.
Another in.
OG outplaying EG in these lanes, and as we're seeing, Fly, he came to the mid to try and help Samael. There was nobody looking to help Arteezy on that top lane. I mean, Samael and Arteezy dying like that at sort of the 8th minute without any backup able to come in and help them, that's a bad place for EG to be in.
Yeah, Crit's, you're playing the Spirit Breaker, you want to be there to match the aggression, but Crit's actually 0-3 in this game right now. He's 0-3, so he does have the 3 assists, but he's getting picked apart. They're making these moves at the same time. Although it was EG making the aggressive move, he's not able to react in time for those movements as a Spirit Breaker. But S4 is getting all the space in the world, so EG is happy about that at least. Their other 2 cores are very, very sacked at the moment.
It's not a bad thing, of course, for S4 to sort of have this amount of farmers. We have seen in the past, Enchantresses can carry games on their back.
They can. However, a Drow Ranger and a Gyrocopter, when you're underfarmed versus a Lycan, can be very devastating for you. That Lycan just closes the gap on top of you. You have to have a backup at all occasions. Mid.
See? You start the fight here with the cooldown. Charge forward as well from Crit. They get on top of Thompson. Thompson will get taken down, but against Samael, he's trying to back away here. Pops the stick charges with the glaze from Notel. He gets the kill. Jump forward from Sebs. He shocks Crit, slows him down. Crit goes for the charge across, but that's going to be Crit going down too as Sebs gets the extra kill here. More intelligent Notel, 18 intelligence and 9 minutes in.
He's part of 9 of their 10 kills on a silencer. Not something you see too often. He's the one reacting to the ganks.
Fly's not gonna die.
Actually gonna die.
Seb's just having to walk underneath the tower. Notel doesn't get in. Oh,
he didn't
doesn't get in range for that one.
Wasn't quite in.
But nonetheless, 11-4. OG just playing so aggressively. And EG, they're trying to match it, but it seems because of sort of the first few attempts and failures of EG to find those fights, they sort of have that level of disadvantage. And OG's cores and supports, as we're seeing with Notel, are just able to hit that much harder and do more than EG's counterparts.
Yeah, EG's just getting outmaneuvered by OG right now.
They'll find Jarek down bottom. Crit
you get one.
Gives the vision with the charge. S4 finds the impetus. It really does feel like so much is on S4 to make something happen, as we said. They've given him all the space. He's making the most of it. Can he turn up and help turn things around? Because top lane, the counter there, the curse, stopping the chance for Fly to hold himself in place. As there's the tip.
Oh, the tip.
They're coming out. Notel's feeling pretty good about himself.
That's what everybody wants to see here.
He's got 20 intelligence stolen.
20
intelligence stolen. That's like 2,000 gold worth of intel as mid lane. Crit just trying to help get rid of this Tempest double. S4 does turn around to help with the push 2. Tier 1 tower being threatened. Jax over the charge. You got Seb with the wraparound getting ready here.
Notel's coming in too. He's pretty scary.
I mean, Samael's just on the front line. Samael!
Way too far up.
He is absolutely out of it. He's up on the top. There's nothing that the rest of the team could do. Seb's able to keep himself alive with the Enrage.
And Ana takes a tier 2 top during that as well. EG's just getting split up all over the place. Hemorrhaging kills non-stop. Oh, he's very, very happy right now. As we see, the Necro Book is queued up from Thompson, so they are looking to just overwhelm with all these summons as Ana also queues one up. So sure, Enchantress, you can dominate a Necro Book, but can you dominate 3 sets of Necro Books? I don't think so.
Boy. Well, if you have a Refresher Orb and a Refresher Shard, yes you can.
Ah, you can only get 3 of them.
Let's see. S4. He's joining the boys now. He said, lads, what's going on the rest of the map? And they said, well, don't look at our net worth. It's all on S4 at the moment. Mr. Gustav Magnuson to do something big for EG.
They're looking for S4.
Oh, this is not the big play they needed.
The wraparound's coming from EG, but S4.
Oh, this is S4. Just dead. Crit dives in. Fly's going to come forward, but the Global Silence comes out. Fly can't catch the Icarus Divers. He's back up to the high ground. Curse from Notel comes out to the 300. Thompson TPing out of it, but hang on. They'll take him into the snowball. They want to keep this fight going. They get on top of the egg. They'll take down the egg. They'll find the egg. They'll punch Crit up. Crit's going to fall.
They're all dead.
Where's the team wipe? Oh my lord. OG.
32 intelligence.
32 intelligence, 12 minutes in!
And they can just go in this Roche. That's a 12-minute mark.
What is happening here on the main stage for Evil Geniuses? OG are just ripping them apart.
They came with a game plan.
This has to be by far the highest intelligence on a silencer at this sort of market. This is 32.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Even when people are intentionally feeding a silencer. I mean, this guy's got 32. It's unbelievable.
32.
He showed up to every single one of their ganks. Even the global positioning there was so perfect. We're going to see it again.
We will indeed. S4 tries to make a go at it, and of course, you know, he's got the untouchable, but the magic, the burst that they have, it's more than enough to find this kill.
He's 22 int at this point, and it comes out to be that 5-man.
There we go. Let's do some maths here. 22 plus 2, that's 24. And now they look for more here. It looked like it was sort of a... Watch Thompson. He's like, I'm getting out of here. And then in comes the... He's just sticking around, boy. We're taking this fight.
It would have been extremely close. I think maybe the flag would have caught him, but yeah, he does end up getting saved by that snowball for a time being as his team just collapses onto this low level and under-farmed Drow Ranger. Seems like they picked a very ideal strategy to just collapse on top of EG in all of these fights.
Tension's looking to be high in the EG booth, understandably so. They are only 3k behind, which isn't too much. You know, EG, if they can find one fight, they can swing that 3k advantage back round. Jerax just get found on the sidelines here. Gets the snowball off though, gets himself across back to his teammates. EG have to be very careful about how they choose to fight Samel. He's just so squishy at the moment. Jump forward, the missile is there onto the Ursa, holding back Seb. So the Earthstruck's not there in time. Samel's able to run himself away, but now Seb looks towards Fly, looks towards Arteezy. Gus comes out, but Seb, he's already enraged. He's able to keep himself alive. The charge coming through, but there's the global silence, cancelling everything. Charge for Jerax, rolls forward with the snowball. Seb up towards Fly. Fly's able to dive away in time, but S4's in trouble on the low ground. Anna popping the ult, ready to chase down Fly into the trees. He goes, bam, it looks like it's chicken for dinner for Anna. Can he find it? Oh, Fly! He's off the map, but he's into the grave. Fly's out of the game. S4 getting surrounded, punch to the backside, double kill for Anna. It just doesn't stop. 20 to 6.
Sumail barely. Sumail actually out. He was moving with his phase boots faster than the Spark Wraith was chasing him, and he got the extra regen. He actually ended up living with like 10 HP as he ran away from the whole team fight. And OG, they're not letting up. It's non-stop.
What a start to this game. I mean, we've seen it in the past, you know, some of OG's members notes out the magic that he can bring on a main stage. But here at TI, one game up against Evil Geniuses into game 2, 15 minutes in, I don't think anyone could have predicted this. Not even sort of the most hardcore of OG fan back at home watching this stream. Would they have expected OG to be pulling this off at 15 minutes in, getting as far ahead as they are?
Yeah, it's such a fashion. Now they've got two Necro 2s already out on their side. And we look at Sumail. Sumail has 1,000 HP. The Drow Ranger has 1,200 HP. These heroes are so fragile to get into the fights now versus what OG has. S4 is their tanky frontliner, but he's also pretty squishy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're on the hunt. It's 34 intelligence silencer. They have to just get back. Just try to go. Recovery mode is... Oh.
I think Arteezy there, standing close to Seb, already seeing if there's an option to swap teams.
Seb.
There's an Everstrike back here. They do have the control onto Seb, and Seb's gone down. He's got the Aegis though. He's ready for round 2. The question is, are Evil Geniuses? If you look towards him, one impetus comes through. Does bring Seb pretty damn low.
He killed the book as well with his clap. That extra damage. Global is coming up back now for OG. You see that 76% win probability for OG at the moment. Strategy. They are getting close to that book 3 on the Arc Warden. I imagine Lycan is just as close, and Ana is.
It's crit. He's got vision on them, but can he really set anything up for his team? So hard to fight into OG at the moment with the deficit that EG have as a lineup. They need to recoup, they need to get the farm up on both Arteezy and Sumail before they really turn up.
Scan on Arteezy, they know he's trying to farm Ancients to catch back up.
Jerax finds the shards, he can't quite have the range. Arteezy's able to back out to safety.
BG just trying to farm desperately. See Arteezy farming Ancients, Sumail's trying to find any farm on the map as possible. Full spot right now. Full Sage coming out on the courier as well for notes. Building toward that halberd pretty early on this support. 5 position, you can, right? Silencer, but really Jerax helped made it that 5. 7, such a great time. They're ready for action. It does get scouted though.
Yeah, they did have a ward mid. Will EG just look to avoid this, or can they try and turn this into an advantage for them by playing that information? Looks like they're just getting out of there.
I don't think they're in any position to take a fight versus 2 Necro 3s.
They need to at least sort of have that, first major item on Sumail, get him his BKB.
If he has the BKB, then he can actually use the flak and take out that Necro book for his teammates, but they're going to need that real badly. They're still just in catch-up mode as OG pressure on with all these books available.
Here they go. They're absolutely in. Snowball forward from Jax, looking to lead in. They've got the global silence OG as well. EG are able to step forward. Can they really start seeing off? S4 getting bursted down to half health by the Spark Break. As the army of these Necro books is pushing out to the tier 3 tower, Fly loses his life there to Thompson, and Seth jumps in, takes apart S4. OG at 18 minutes in, they're taking the tier 3 tower. They're onto the barracks against this Drow lineup of EG.
The Fire Spirit killed the book and he just dies.
That's Crip. He'll hold back the charge. He knows that he can't get in on this. They can't seem to do anything to keep OG off these barracks. That is a melee rank stun.
Arteezy denied it.
He did get the deny. I mean, as hard as he tries, Arteezy, it does still mean you're on EG rather than the other side. But 22-6, OG. I mean, EG, what's EG's plan? They are really backs against the wall. A second time as well. They changed things up with the draft. And when we heard sort of what from OG's coach, they were very confident in their draft. They felt that they knew exactly how EG was going to play this series out.
I mean, for EG, they have to just be in full recovery mode. They have to just wait for more items to come out. They can't take fights into OG by any means right now with what they've got.
Is under attack.
Seb to make an aggressive play. EG start to respond, but he gets cancelled by Fly. Trying to soak that space that his team is providing, but OG, they're already setting up. They're looking to go for this mid push.
This will be another tier 2 tower taken by OG. Very little that Evil Geniuses can do to stop it.
They have such a hard time even killing the books because the arc warden, they just put down the magnetic field and their heroes are shortly ranged. They can't actually take them out. We're going to see it happen again here. They have the Sunray. Flag's starting to come out. As OG does seem to be a little bit hesitant here. To not overextend.
Sumail really does have to be careful. You see how much damage he takes when he kills off those Necro books without the BKB.
Yeah. They actually, it's 20 minutes. Looks like they're prioritizing just getting those bounty runes to keep their advantage going. We see Thompson is now starting to go for the end the game build. Go for a pipe so that they can't actually kill those.
I mean,
the pipe and the Arc Warden, you can have a double pipe with your Tempest double, can work very, very well.
And especially with that, how do EG sort of D-push or clear waves? They don't.
They don't really.
They don't?
It's the Fire Spirits and the Sunray for the most part, especially if that magnetic field comes down. Sumail almost having that BKB. They're helping him farm it. Everyone's giving him all the last hits here in the jungle. Not giving them much breathing room as they stay in that mid lane. Their books 20 seconds until the Liking's up. Arc Warden a bit longer.
They've got a full basher on Seb as well. Seb forward trading, looks towards S4. S4 forced to the back. We'll be fine. A little bit of an early global.
Yeah, that's the second time. They also did that up top.
Works out up top at the end of the day where they got the melee rack, so it may work out again here mid as Tier 3 tower is going to go down. Thompson finds it, moves in towards Fly as EG just getting forced back away from their barracks here. OG, they're on top of the rack, they'll charge forward, they'll look for the cooldown. Can they get the fight going? EG, but Seb's on top of Sumail. Seb will go down. Sumail does fall, but OG's pretty low. They've lost Thompson. They'll get the submarine out onto a second, and it falls. They'll snowball forward onto S4, but OG, they've got T3 left alive. Thompson's going straight for the TB out of the charge. Quick gets the kill. No taildown as well as Jerax. EG hold. And they had to pull it out there, EG. They absolutely did. They lose that fight, they lose that Rex. It is game over. They're going down to the lower bracket, but they pulled it off. They pushed OG away, they get the team wipe, and the game still goes.
The stars align perfectly as they get a multi-hero charge disabled. The Supernova's defended all the way in the backlines, and Sumail able to just throw that barrage from the backlines. Before he had the BKB too, provided so much damage with that disable coming in from Crit.
EG already ready to pounce and make another play. They look towards Seb. They've got the charge. Seb's already popped the enrage. They look with the gust to kite him up. More TPs are coming in from OG. Can they kill Seb off in time? They can. Snowball. No! The snowball saved Jerax. He's managed to save him for now, but Seb's very low. S4 slides across. Seb's still alive. The Infinitus. S4 gets the kill, but now he's in deep. The Sunray from Fly healing him up. S4 trying to rip himself away. Crit charges through. Gets three of them with the charge back. They've got the silence on Anna. That's going to be added down to the like and Jerax. Homing missile on top of him. EG. They find a third, and they pulled where the net worth is even.
Such
Evil geniuses.
Such a positional advantage there from EG. The gust from Arteezy connecting on 3. The crit follow-up charge. They make their way in that Roche pit now.
I can't quite believe that we're seeing this sort of a turnaround. EG with this lineup. It sort of looked like all was lost. It was sort of starting to be questioned, was this sort of a spirit breaker picked too far? But bam, those last couple of fights. Sure, they're still down to Rax on the top row, but other than that, the momentum, it's starting to get to the point where it's in EG's hands.
Yep, they claim that net worth lead for the first time here. So they start picking up those big items. Aegis and Cheese is going to help a lot for those fights too, and Fly, as well as those levels. Level 12 now, so that stronger that stronger Supernova that they can defend easier. Also, look at the gold they all got. 2,500 on the Phoenix. Arteezy picks up a Yash after the Hurricane Bike. Everybody pretty much got 2,000 gold on EG, as well as a Vanguard on crit. A lot tankier for him to just go for those charge throughs. As we've still mentioned, they still lack the disable to stop
They can't stop it. We're seeing in those last 2 fights, Crit, if he gets the right angle, he knocks back for ultimate time.
Yep. If they can line it up with the charge with the Gust, that's going to be their success versus OG. OG, they hit vaulted pretty damn hard. They've committed heavily for this push. With those double Necro Books, Thompson committed fully for that pipe as well.
Haste! As you say, if it's getting close to the point where Ismail can just pop that BKB, flag down the Necro Books, that's just going to be more gold into his bank.
And he's queued up the Blink Dagger now.
I like it. And look at this smoke play now from EG.
Look at that win probability too.
They did have the ward up on the high ground. I think that was sort of around it.
Yeah, they saw it.
So Seb, he's going to position himself to dispel the smoke, ready with a blink out, bam. They knew, and they were ready to be prepared to stop EG from getting away with a kill attempt. EG can look towards the mid-tier 1 tower there. They've got the creep wave pushing forward.
Ana's pushing bottom with his books, or with one of the books at least.
They've got the vision on the high ground and the charge forward. Global Silence comes out, trying to stop EG from getting on top of Seb. Seb, positive overpower, turns towards Crit, but Samel's on top of him. They get stunned up with the homing missile. Samel with the BKB and the chase down finds the kill onto Seb. Seb's down. And to be careful, the Thompson's temp is doubled. The bottom lane is indeed getting heavily pressured. Jerax found out by Arteezy as they kill off 2 evil geniuses. Azana will come back. They were able to split that up nicely, EG. They did take a bit of damage there onto the tier 3 on the bottom lane, but they could take the fight in the mid lane and get back before any sort of serious damage was done by Ana with that split push.
Yeah, they made sure not to overcommit. They were pinging bottom non-stop during the fight while what was happening. They knew that they couldn't actually go for any more kills. They had to put some attention onto Ana's light. We got a game on our hand.
We certainly did, especially considering that this certainly looked to be a game that EG was going to get run over in, but that no longer is the case. They've found that crucial fight that sort of kickstarted everything off. As you can see, the levels looking great. S4 and Arteezy both sitting at level 17.
Yep. And they've got those
2 levels of
extremely crucial items. That BKB on the gyro, he doesn't have as much fear anymore to clear those books. Close to that Blink Dagger so we can go close the gap, as they kind of have been in a lot of situations anyway from P1. Look for those pushes.
S4 nearly with a goal for that full BKB.
And S4 at level 17, as well as Arteezy also level 17, the 2 highest levels in the game, followed by Sumail 16.
Jerax gets the tower, deny mid. Certainly, these next 3 fights, ready to see the player Sumail, that signature Blink Dagger that you talked about, ready to go. As the smoke comes there from EG.
They're feeling their power.
Immediately ready to jump, keep this pressure that they know that they can absolutely use to take fights now.
Especially with that Aegis and Cheese still
on. And they found the big one. Thompson, they're on top of them. Charge out straight away to get the guns through as well. The shards will come down to hold Sumail back, but it's not enough to save Thompson. They get on top of the Arc Warden. Jerax is coming in the mid lane, starting to pull those creeps away to stop them from getting away with a push on top of the kill. They're looking for more action up top though. Crits in with the charge, they get the gust in onto Ana, but Ana with the TP escapes. Crit finds the connection onto Seb. No-Tail's there, but so Sumail. Sumail jumps on top of No-Tail. Global Silence comes through. Seb will TP out, but Sumail's there with the chase down, looking for No-Tail. No-Tail trying to juke his way around the trees. The group of EG is there to finish him off, or maybe he can't. Can he get away? Surely not. They've got the vision. He'll pop us out, won't save him. S4's in with the impetus. As Crit just going from action to action straight towards Jerax. Jerax is TPing actually up towards the top, so Crit says, okay, we'll fight up there if you want to. The charge will be onto Arteezy. Jerax blinks away behind the tower. Crit not interested in trying to push the issue as Thompson is back in the game. Knows there's a chance for an Arc Warden TPing in, so he'll play it cool. Seb.
He's committing far forward.
He just goes straight into them there. RTZ with the guts, Crip with the ult. Seb.
Way too deep.
Absolutely. I mean, they knew that there was a good number of EG probably still hanging around. Seb trying to charge forward. They didn't have vision on the high ground. RTZ hitting the easiest gust of his life to set it up. And obviously at this point in time, not really a whole lot that Seb can do to react to that. Doesn't have the BKB complete yet. He has to be careful with that aggression.
RTZ is carrying salves around too. He had 3 at one point. So just looking to stay on the map, not trying to go back to base at all. As they also have earned charges on crit. Almost the full Shivas finished for Fly.
Full Crimson Guard on Crit.
These two supports just got so much stronger for all these situations happening. Shivas is gonna help so much versus all those books and summons.
It's Crip. Only on top of Mana, holds back though. They know there's backup, and now with the ult coming out from Mana, OG are gonna look to try and fight. They're looking for the chase down onto S4. S4 getting forced back. Crit's gonna be the one left behind at the moment as Ana turns towards him, but he's tanky with the Crimson Guard. Ana can't fight through it.
He's got 2,000 health with 18 armor. He activates. That was a shapeshift use.
That was. Doesn't find OG anything in terms of kills or objectives. It's a huge army, as you see, of illusions, necrobooks being maneuvered around the map by OG. Some out. He's ready to farm some of them up. Let's try to here, see if any of them can get away. That last one, now getting the money. A couple of hundreds there, 400 gold for the man.
And you
can
feel
those units.
You can feel how the tides really have turned. How before it was EG for a bit of time, they couldn't actually take the fights into OG's lineup, but now OG, they actually just can't take a 5-man fight into EG. So all the gold they have acquired in levels.
So we've seen though, with OG's lineup, there's definitely potential for different playstyles to come out. They have this Arc Warden, they have this Lycan. EG have to be careful of the split push in the round.
They've got to. OG's got to look to get people picked off when they're split up, as Crit might be that target as those bounty runes are spawning.
Trying to man up against that archer there, but indeed, OG got their eyes on him. Sumail and Fly, Arteezy, they're ready to join him. Around that 30-minute rune spawn, so Crit will be able to pick it up. OG, do they really want to try and jump this? Doesn't look like it. They'll just send Thompson's Tempest double in to scout, give a bit of information.
Play that split push. That number.
Myself right.
Xana very close to having the full Assault Cuirass online, which certainly will help against this Drow Ranger lineup of EG. It's Thompson, build wise, as we can see, scaling up the Dagon towards S4 in the middle lane, but don't really have a way of getting on top of it. And with that BKB and still with the cheese in his pocket, S4 feeling pretty invincible.
Ooh, they want to go for Arteezy here.
Here they go with the ult. Can they get on top of him? They get slowed down by the flux. He'll look to get himself out of there with the Manta. Does at the back of a Crit. Crit by his side, and so's Fly. He's got a lot of friends with him, Arteezy, so easily hold back sort of the army, chasing him down. Crit charges forward. Doesn't look to commit. It's just the Tempest double from OG being put onto the front lines.
Too hard for them to walk into EG when they've got that 4 or 5 men around them. Just have so much extra control, so much extra team fight over OG. That advantage growing. And a 20,000 experience lead now in this game.
Experience.
Yeah, the gold's
certainly set them apart. Yeah, as we sort of saw earlier, it's mainly levels on Arteezy and S4. The mid lane talking about S4 does get jumped upon. Forces himself back, and again, they just don't quite have the follow-up lockdown to hold him in place. As you can see, sort of in terms of stuns, OG's lineup is relatively lacking.
Just the Tusk, that's what I'm saying. Jordy.
Again, just control around that pit.
Yeah, it's up in 5 seconds.
In terms of team fight around the pit,
EG's is very, very strong in comparison.
They've got that egg. The only sort of worry OG's is the global silence, but we've seen EG sort of been able to time their fights around it. Wait it out and immediately re-engage after the global silence is used.
It's hard for them to get the cat on top of that global now because of this happened in that mid lane. Thompson.
Sentry down.
Broken. Rip. Mitch forward.
Thompson's just sitting there on the front lines of it all. The global comes out, the BKB and the rocket barrage is already out. Thompson just sitting all on his own as well. There was no members of OG by his side. They do manage to get the courier, Jax, with a quick uppercut. But with that Thompson kill, EG, they're into the roast. This is the refresher shard, Roshan as well. And it looks like they are going to have no trouble in taking this. 30 seconds without the arc warden. OG can't contest it. They'll be able to grab it all, Evil Geniuses.
I wonder who takes the refresher, Sumail. Or they might just give it to the Phoenix. Just have Fly sit in the back lines. $7K advantage. Experience just continues as well for EG. Game plan just halted after that mid push went sour.
This experience, 20,000 experience difference, which was expected sort of at that sweet point when it was even. That was when OG were making that play with the push mid, and then it all sort of crumbled. Seb, mid lane, pops the BKB in the enrage, trying to bring down Crit, does find the bash, but the damage, it's too much. He gets kited up, gets taken down, Crit's able to walk it off. And now they've got their eyes on No-Tail. Crit coming in with the charge. They're diving deep underneath the tier 2 tower. Snowball for Jax does hold back Arteezy. As Arteezy gets taken out, No-Tail's still alive here. Maybe EG's dove a little too far this time as he's getting surrounded. Crit trying to find No-Tail, but he can't quite do it. No-Tail survives. EG's just lost 2. The Supernova comes out on the high ground. Jax has the Snowball, keeping himself safe from the stun of the Supernova. Blink out as well. Jax able to make the escape. S4 falls forward, trying to finish off Jax, but he's inside the bubble. S4's inside the bubble as well. The shards are down, but S4, he's now in deep. He's getting bursted pretty low, but he has the heal on Fly Sunray.
Fly used the refresher shard just in case there to put that Sunray out. Not want to take any risks since they lost couple heroes there. But now Ana, let's have a haste.
He's there on the high ground. Straight on top of Sumail, Seb. Coming in as well. The buyback comes out from Jax and response comes out from Crit. Ana's being charged. We'll see if anything can be set up with this buyback. Sumail still incredibly low. He has got the Aegis. Baiting them up to the high ground. They'll pop the Aegis, but Crit ready to join. Straight in, on top of the Lycan. Can he finish Ana off? Seb, he's trying his best to go in here. They do find the egg, take down the Supernova, but the pure damage from these impetuses, is it enough? He's being silenced, S4, so limiting the right clicks, but they still find the kill on Seb. Seb down for 50, Thompson with the double dagon. Burst 1, looks to Crit. Buyback from Fly. Crit getting surrounded now by OG members. In comes Fly again with that buyback, but the stun from the Snowball. Jax have to catch the Icarus dive. They have managed to find a double killer for Thompson. Thompson now going for the TP out, makes it away. S4 can't quite get the damage through in time. He does have vision on Jax from the high ground in the river with the gust. Again, they'll find another. So EG with the buybacks able to sort of slow things back down. Does cost them the buyback on both Crit and Fly.
Ooh, I'm loving this Dagon though. This is fun. We didn't get to see it the other day when I think it was Paparazzi who queued it up and then kept changing back and forth. Now we actually get to see it displayed, how much you can actually do with it with that powerful magic burst on his Temple Stubble as well.
We're starting to see though as well how much damage S4 is able to kick out in these fights. Yeah. He's sitting on about 5k gold. He's got the Monkey King bar queued up, ready to pick up.
Same with Sumail too. It's like sure he dies, but he's got the flak back up as soon as he respawns, and he's got an Aghanim, so whoever's next to him gets hit that much harder. He's able to freely flak in this situation, catching all of the OG members inside of the call down as well. Crit still being that nuisance. Charges coming through. It was very hard for them to stop it. They were able to get the egg though because of the commitment forward from Seb.
Seb fight. He had to go pretty damn deep for it.
It's his job. He really had to for his team, especially if the Arc Warden's not in position for it. Gonna be the full commit forward for that burst from Thompson. Queues up the Ethereal Boy. That's a lot of damage.
Back to a 52-48 at 36 minutes as well, nonetheless.
Very nice. They are smoked up. They're looking to try to catch somebody. They know OG wants to be doing the split push, splitting up the map, look for as much farm as possible.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Fine. Deep ward. We'll catch vision of Jarex with this, and this could look like it. It's a blink.
Oh, they see him, but he can't. Yeah, well, the Shivas go, giving the vision, finding Jarex in the trees. Jarex taken out. The push starting to come in top, though. Fly's going to be there to help deal with it. So is Arteezy and Crit. Thanks all four of them coming back to make sure that OG can't get the pressure. Sam looking for the jump. Can he find the bash? Get the silence, the bash. The global committed. They find Fly. Fly's down without buyback. Arteezy and Crit, can they get something in return? They try with the arms. Seb pops the BKB, continues to back up. Thompson sending the Tempest double to the side, goes Dagon to an S4. S4 pops the BKB straight away. Now they're looking for the disengage. OG, no tail TPing out, gets away before Crit connects with the charge. We'll lose the Tempest double.
Pretty good. It's an escape though. Seb flies worth a lot of money. Still, even when Seb has to jump forward like that.
Seb's looking to go back in. Arteezy's coming out for farm. He doesn't expect them to still be here. He didn't think that Ana and Seb would stay behind and look for the kill. Seb jumps in. Arteezy pops the cheese. The match is sharp, but the bash is there. Arteezy's gone for 80 seconds. Sumail, Crit, trying to sort of fix this situation. They want to fight back. They've got the vision with the homing missile and the charge on Seb. They're going with the ultimate. Seb has the enrage. The homing missile holding him in place during it though, as Seb will try and fight back, but the damage is too much from Sumail with the rocket barrage. So just as much as Arteezy sort of stuck around too long in that top lane, Seb gets caught out as well in return.
But they really closed that gold lead that EG was starting to get. They were getting close to that 10,000 mark. It's only 1K now, and Thompson reclaims that top net worth as he will have an ethereal blade very soon. Damage coming out from him. That BKB on the gyrocopter is getting low. How is our other two? Enchantress 7 seconds, we've got Arteezy at 9. So they've got a little bit more freedom in the fights, but Thompson is really going to start to dish out that punch when he's got at least one of those ethereal blades. Trying to do the math. It's very high. Over 2,500 damage, he actually does that. He should be able to kill almost anybody on the side of EG if he does actually combo. He's got the double.
Crit's got the gem picked up now as well, so EG as a whole can start to really work on the D-wards and make sure that Crit can continue to make these charges without being spotted out by the vision that OG have put up on sort of EG side of the map.
They see Fly right now, stepping forward. They even got the scan off.
Dire are
They are getting spotted by that ward.
Jerax want to commit that. On the high ground, Snowball primed.
Good mark. Double rune starting to spawn out. We see that DD top.
Well, Seb doesn't actually grab it. Seb was right next to it. They want to pick it up.
He got scared. There we go. No tail kills it. And Sumail is invisible, joining the fight with a full satanic picked up. We'll have to imagine next is going to be the blink. Okay, yeah. To close that gap on top since we can get the double combo off. It's double.
You can see some overall there, just EG showing that big difference. The amount of farm gold from creeps about 10k difference, and from that orange number, actually the yellow one 3.04k. The most gold that they have got EG as a lineup from kills has been from killing Seb. He's fed 3k gold at the moment, most on the map.
Now S4 will almost have that agonist pick up after the MKB. Wants to be able to deal with that magnetic field. Had to go for the MKB first. Such a close.
Crit. Good job there of cleaning up the wards from OG.
Oh, so much about this rush. How important it really is. Staying in this area, picking out that vision with that gem that they picked up from Crit. Wanting to control this area.
Smell. And missile onto Jerax immediately TP's out. Even with that extra charge speed on Crit, not quite enough to close the gap.
Crit having that level 20 is actually pretty important in these team fights too. He can look to set up some multi-hero charges a lot easier with this. And also be able to address that split push that's been coming out.
Here we go, Crit. Thompson straight away on top, and then Thompson does get the E-Blade out. Global silence as well from No-Tail, trying to stop this attempt onto Thompson's life. Thompson using the Tempest double to send an E-Blade charge out onto it, but it's not going to save him. Thompson gets taken down, and Ana gets caught up as well.
He's got no buyback.
They don't have buyback. 80 seconds without the Lycan or the Arc Warden, and EG, they're ready to look for more. Jax into the snowball with the homing missiles out. Crit charges in. Seb does jump forward, looking for the commit onto Smell. Smell gets forced to the side. Another bash comes out from Seb. Seb can't quite finish off the kill though. They're kiting Seb up. Seb's gonna go down. There's 4 dead on OG. Seb buys back, but Jax, Anna, Thompson, they cannot buy back into the game. Crit straight in on top of Notel. Notel buys back. They do not have a buyback available on Seb. As OG are able to get 3 back in to try and form some sort of a defense, but EG take them instead of Rags.
And they're getting healed up by 5. They're looking to keep going.
More kills. They get the gust out onto Jax. Jump forward from Samel with the rocket barrage. Finds Jax. Jax now down for 80. They're straight down the middle lane. Can they do this here, EG? They've got 25 seconds before Anna's back in the game. They're onto the tier 4 towers. Notel trying to lead forward with the glaze to push the back, but Crit charges in, keeping Notel head back away from the team. EG, they're onto a second tier 4. Seb trying to commit onto the fly, but there's a strike. Crit with the bash. It's the control. He does get bashed to return, but Seb gets taken down. The engine exposed. EG looking to close the game up. The GG is called. And drawing this series to a game 3 after what has to be one of the roughest openings, the roughest first 15 minutes of a game that we've seen EG have, but they came back, they kept their cool.
It looked like if that one fight did not go in EG's favor at that base push, we could have just seen the game over and OG could have just cleaned it, but them holding, getting multi-hero charges off from Crit in the fight, getting that supernova in the back lines, all stars aligning perfectly for EG on that Rax push.
And it really was, what a show to see from EG. Yeah. Because at the start, as you said, it really did look like this Spirit Breaker pick, what's it all about, but then Crit, from that defense in the mid lane onwards, he ends the game 2-7 and 29, involved in 31 of the kills, the most on EG's lineup. He did so much with this hero that we just don't see other teams touch. Crit on the Spirit Breaker, leading the charge literally, as EG are able to tie the series at the moment 1-1. We're going to a game 3, but for now we're going back to the panel.
Held the momentum very strongly. I think a lot of people just assumed, all right, OG is just going to continue to play with dominance, and then just one fight almost, and everything turns on its entire head.
Yeah, the key to this game, Fog was talking about it on multiple occasions in that game, the mid lane push. OG not managing to secure the racks or win the fight there could have been the end of the game. They have gone for an itemization strategy that's very much all in. They have the Necro book build on both the Lycan as well as the Arc Warden, and the Gyrocopter gets the BKB, eventually is able to clean this up and just start snowballing like crazy with the Drower and the Aghanim Scepter. And you could just tell the moment EG felt like they were getting some momentum, they started playing so much more aggressively, so much faster with their Spirit Breaker, and they rode it all the way to victory, although it looked at one point like it almost could have swung back once again.
Thompson,
that is true.
the Dagon build, that was what made the impossible game possible again for OG after they lost the middle fight. They started like to split push because they realized they couldn't fight into the egg and the BKB gyro anymore, and after that we saw this like Dagon like doing tons of damage in the fights, and they were able to start to come back into the game a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And then, but props to him, he showed a really good performance on the hero, and he showed everyone what the hero can do.
Yeah,
apart from the Midas Shadow Big Orchid build that we commonly see, this build is really, really strong.
Yeah, still held strong on Thompson's end, and OG overall, right? Again, I mean, obviously they started the game with the advantage, but EG pulling through, and we talked about some of those parts, right? What about the still held strong on Thompson's end, and OG overall, right? Again, I mean, obviously they started the game with the advantage.
March, what are your
EG pulling through, and we talked about
me, like I feel like OG prepared so much going into this game, like the first game and the second game, like the draft, and then how they're going to play in this game, but I'm kind of worried for OG for the third game. Like, can you prepare strategy against teams like EG in such a short time? Do they have more than two strategies?
It's not only just that. Like, it's more like about the mentality when they lose a game like this. You know, they are a team that has a few young players, and when you lose a game like this, it sometimes affects the younger players a lot. And the third game will be resulted in a very fast game. You know, so they have to. The coaches have to manage it. The more experienced players have to try to stop that from happening. You know, they have to reset, start the game new. This is a new game. We forget about what happened, even though they were so close to winning the game.
And speaking about the younger players, I feel like Sumail is finally warming up. I think he didn't really show up much in game number 1. I think in the first half of this game, he had a couple of plays where I was like, this is not Sumail doing this. He was out of position, got killed multiple times, very uncharacteristic mistakes, and then it was like, oh, I'm 2-5. Let's start playing Dota. And then he really took over the game and took charge. So if he's heating up, warming up, they get this win, they get the momentum going in. I'm expecting some much bigger plays from Sumail in game 3 because I don't think he has been satisfied with his first 2 performances.
Yeah, probably not. With a character like Sumail, and if you've been following, obviously you know, right? A lot of confidence, just plays. He just plays like it's another day for him, and today definitely didn't feel normal. So now we're going to game 3. As you said, Sumail possibly warming up as well. OG, definitely some things to clean up in terms of their mentality. I mean, with how strong they started, they were having a lot of fun in that game in the beginning. I mean, you could see it, right? They were taunting EG a little bit. They were having fun amongst themselves.
Oh, no, tipping Fly after killing him. That was something.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you knew they felt so comfortable that they felt they could go that far, right, within the game. They could taunt publicly and just have a little bit fun, and that's boosting their own morale. And then it just all shattered in one moment.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another win for Drow. You know, we keep talking about the hero. Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Hero.
Easy prediction.
This hero is something.
So is that a first phase ban then now going to game 3?
I don't know, man. I feel like they might try to let it go and have a plan for it, but then again, because none of these teams pick Brood or play Brood really well. Maybe they can play. We still saw, I think Fly, he still banned it in the second phase. Yep. Even though I feel like it's very low probability they would use it. That's why I feel the draw is very important here in this series.
Yeah, specifically in this matchup, right, because of that Broodmother as well. Well, I mean, March, what are your thoughts going into a draft for Game 3? What do you think is going to happen differently in terms of Drow specifically?
I think you gotta think of it as really cold, and then like even though Drow won a lot of games, you can't just go by the stats sometimes. But
stats
don't tell the hot side.
But for me, like last game, OG played well. Like they had a strategy going into the game where like it looked all planned. The draft, they all looked planned, and the game looked planned. But just Sumail Bikini timing being like just right on time changed everything. So if I'm OG, I'll tell my players, teammates that, you know, don't worry about the last game. We just like we were almost there, and then like we played well, and then just believe in themselves, and then go by hopefully the strategy they prepare for the third game as well.
Yeah, again, we talked about that a little bit. Obviously, we had a chance to talk to the coach as well. And it's tough, right, without that much time to come up with some new strategies. Sin, what's your take? Is Drow going to be that important in this draft again, or are there some other heroes you're looking for?
I believe it was first phase banned in both games between LGD and Liquid. I want to say that I definitely saw it first phase banned in one of the 2 games, maybe even both. So there seems to be a trend there among 2 of the other teams in the upper bracket, right? Was it both games? Did you just check? Or?
No, not yet. I haven't had a chance to check yet.
Check it.
I'm on it. I'm doing my job.
It definitely seems like a hero you have to look out for. Mainly, the problem is that the position that it gets picked in is really powerful when it's the ending pick of the first phase. So maybe the second pick team needs to devote a ban to that Drow, but you also feel that in a lot of games you need to devote a ban to the IO.
Do you preemptively pick a hero that's really good at the Drow against the Drow, and when you expect them to do?
What can you first do?
Byron, I think.
I guess that's pretty good, but
not solid enough.
I'm not fully convinced if that's the way to go. If OG are willing to give away heroes like Enchantress, I think they can expend one of their first phase bans on Drow if EG do have the first pick in the coming game.
It was banned both times.
Both games?
Both games, yep.
By the second pick team?
Yes. Yeah. By the second pick team, but in the first phase. So
yes.
That is PSG LGD versus Liquid. So we're seeing that trend a little bit, right? Other teams recognizing it as well. Perhaps we'll see that change between these 2 teams. Well, we talked about OG seems to be mostly mentality. I mean, EG, obviously, they're now riding the momentum going in. do they just not change much and they just kind of see how OG reacts in this first phase in the next draft?
Possibly, but I still feel like that game was way too close for comfort for them. They have to be careful with maybe trying to use one of their bans in the second phase for the Arc Warden. I'm not sure because I personally don't really understand this hero a lot. This hero is a very unique hero. I'm not sure which situation. It seems to me like I understand that he's really good against Terabait, but after looking at this, I feel like because Drow lineups is a bit similar to how Terabait works. You hit right clicks from range. That's why I feel the Arc Warden was picked here once again, apart from against Terabait. So when you have this kind of physical lineups and you're against OG, you probably want to consider banning the Arc Warden, and you don't have really good gap closers for that.
Okay.
Isn't this also a game where you pull out your pocket strategy if you have one, if you were saving one on the EG side?
Yeah, of course. This game is worth so much money.
It does, but I feel like EG will bring out some crazy strategies they've been hiding. That they didn't really need to use any of them in the group stage because they were so dominant, and then the games were pretty okay yesterday before this game as well, right?
Alchemist? I don't know.
Crazy pocket strategy. We haven't seen that one before.
Fly is someone that when his back is against the wall, he's been falling back to Alchemist many times in a lot.
That is true.
Well, you can hear the rolling thunder as we get ready for Game 3 between these two teams. OG versus Evil Geniuses, now tied 1-1. OG started the match strong, leading 1-0. Started even Game 2 very strong, but wasn't able to close it out. Evil Geniuses now brings it back for a last game. This game determines which team gets to secure a top 3 spot here at the International, and which team will have to move down to the lower bracket. Of course, not an elimination yet, but makes a world of a difference, right? If you can rest assured in a top 3 spot in the upper bracket, or if you have to start battling all the way back.
I mean, going back to what you said just now, how does EG approach this? And I was thinking, whoever gets first pick, I feel will have quite a good advantage. Usually in the tournament, I think that you probably rather have 10th pick like the last pick because of all these niche picks. But in this series, I think maybe having first pick would be better. Do you feel like they want to have the first pick to snatch maybe an ENG or force a Drow ban?
Yeah, that's what I think. It's mainly about the Drow for me, that one extra ban will force whatever team is second pick to give something else up. To the first pick team, so I definitely agree with that. Now, I do also want to say, though, going into this third draft, that I think OG in both games won the laning stage convincingly, which we haven't really seen EG struggle with very much. So it is possible that OG in this game, they might even let through a hero like Drow that's a weak laner and try to double down on crushing lanes, because they've just shown twice that they can beat EG at what has been one of their strongest points for the whole tournament. That could be a possible strategy, because we would definitely expect EG to grab that Drow if it did go through. So
yeah, that's
got to choose one or the other.
I feel like one of the biggest reasons why OG was able to do so well against EG in the laning phase was because Sumiel was playing against the unexpected mid lane heroes, is what I feel. Thompson's Invoker is, I think, on different level compared to the other Invokers, and Arc Warden. You don't get so many chances to play against them, and then maybe you want to force Thompson to play some more of Lina or the heroes that Sumiel's used to playing against. I think that would be a great idea for the...
So you're saying they should probably use their bans more concentrated on banning Thompson heroes, so he plays something that might be more normal, which is not good for him.
Thompson's entire hero pool is weird hero. I think he has enough. It's like, you ban everything. Oh, that's a Monkey King. Well, he doesn't really seem to win too much in that. Then they have a Monkey King. Oh, that's great. Mission accomplished. Now, it's actually, speaking of Thompson, that's one of the interesting things about him, is that he in his pub games, before he got picked up by OG, he's been this pub player that's slowly been climbing the ranks, and he played really uncharacteristic heroes. He was playing Pugna before it was cool, he was playing Windranger, he was playing this Arc Warden, all these heroes back then, and then conveniently, they all got buffed a couple of patches in a row, so Thompson got really good, because the heroes he had been practicing for hundreds of games were really good. We just saw the Arc Warden in this last game. I think he had an excellent performance, has been slowly getting these buffs. Maybe they pull out another one of those Thompson specialties in this third game.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, as we were talking about this a little bit, it sounds like perhaps OG really, that game 2 was more about their mentality, right? Not being able to close it out. Like you said, Sin, they've shown dominance in that early game, both in games 1 and 2. maybe you just have to go all in on that. I mean, it's game 3. There's so much on the line, like you said, winner, and this is going to mean a lot. I mean, on all fronts, right? The prize money itself, in terms of how well you feel going into the later now half of the main stage at the international. There's a lot on the line. You can't really risk it.
I mean, it's not just the money though. It's just about the series, the weight itself, like how much OG wants to beat EG and how much No-Tail wants to win. Yeah. I could see it in his play, you know.
Right?
He really wants to win, like especially the silencer play in the game too. Even though they lost, but he was really like leading his team and being at the right places at the right time, doing so much for his team.
Yeah, you could see a lot of active play definitely on the side of OG, and specifically coming from No-Tail as we see him on your screen getting ready for the draft. Both sides now taking this, I mean, as seriously as they can. One game to determine who stays in the upper bracket for the upper bracket finals versus who has to battle through a couple more matches in the lower bracket. Well, we've talked about the mentality, we've talked about the draft. I mean, on the side of EG then, in terms of, let's focus on the laning phase a little bit. Do you think that's purely OG's mentality and maybe over-aggression that's giving them the advantage?
I think EG has also just picked weaker lanes in the series than they used to. It was very surprising.
Their lanes are actually naturally weaker compared to maybe their previous games. Probably maybe a slight tweak into picking better lanes. But then again, I was thinking about the bans. If they're using the same bans, like if they remove the Ursa Weaver, or if they are not banned, they picked it, then what else does EG have that's really good in the lanes?
Yeah, these targeted bans have seemed to just really pay off big time. And I'm curious to see if EG have just figured out backstage what they can swap them out for.
All right, well, we're about to find out as the draft is about to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last game of the day here at the International.
Evil Geniuses versus OG. Game 3.
So OG has first ban here. So.
I feel like I never hear Game 3. I was like, oh, that sounds unfamiliar.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard it until today. We just heard it earlier today between Team Secret and Vici Gaming, but now here we are, Game 3.
First pick OG, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Okay. So do you think like EG is gonna, like, we're gonna have the answer soon? Like is EG going to remove the Drow here early?
That is the biggest question right now.
Yeah, all eyes on
Could you
Drow.
first pick the Drow? That is also another question.
I don't think OG is interested in doing that. I feel like EG don't want to 1-2 the Drow into phase-ending pick. What, for example, a team like Liquid would do in that situation is if the enemy 1-2s Drow, you can bet they will finish that phase with a Brood pick, for example. Like, there are a couple of counter picks that you can grab there that are absolutely devastating. Drow is just so much more dangerous to pick in that position, so OG don't need to first pick it to protect themselves against that 1-2, in my opinion.
EG still needs to stick to the ban on the Chan and the
Nature's Prophet.
Nature's Prophet here.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure, I think.
Don't think they need to change anything on that.
EG perhaps keeping it classic. Definitely looking pretty relaxed in the booth. Ursa ban coming out once again from OG. Same bans as they had in Game 1.
I mean, we talk a lot about like being first pick, second pick. I want to know what you guys think about the sides, or the difference in sides. Like, would you rather be on Radiant now?
Yes.
Just because of the Roche?
Yes.
And what about Dire? What do you think Dire has to offer, or you think Dire has nothing?
Generally first pick.
All right.
I think the Dire's triangle,
that's
the
only
ancient
thing I can
area
come up
is
with.
still better. Like, the natural movement between the three camps with the ancients on the right-hand side of the map is better. That's like the primary natural advantage that Dire has right now, and we've mainly just seen teams prioritize Radiant, so they deem the Roshan to be more important.
One of my ex-teammate used to say that the Dire jungle, like jungling on the top side of the Dire jungle is much more safer compared to the Radiant.
Because you're on the high ground.
Yeah, you're always on the high ground.
That is true. That is true as well. But in this patch, the jungle is just not very appealing in general. So
that's the jungle?
So the advantage is just not as...
Hey, wait, what?
Last ban Morphling.
The IO Gyro, because everything is in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything's out now.
IO Gyro, Drow,
EG is asking,
Enchantress.
OG, you guys don't play Ayu at all, and then OG in the past picked something, and when opponent picked Ayu and Gyro, they responded with the Morphling, so I think that's what they're referring to.
Absolutely, the plan here.
All right.
So OG need to pick between, do we want to play the IO that we played once and lost, Or do we get the Enchantress and... Okay.
Well, they take the IO.
They will grab it.
All right, they'll take the Gambit from EG.
Will they want to the draw? No. They're denying the gyro.
I mean, Fly being a support partner with Jerax would probably know if Jerax does play IO or not. And then my guess would be like no. So
I think GX's IO is pretty good.
He plays IO.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, he plays IO.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, his one is No Tail's absolutely trademark heroes from back in the day. He was the best IO for a long time years ago. So he could pick it up if they need him to, but I just don't think that's the dynamic they have.
Finals. Spectre coming out.
That is... I don't really like this. I think you just picked Spectre into an Enchantress. That is a horrible lane matchup. And I don't think Spectre is particularly good with IO or against the gyro. This looks
what if you don't lane that against the Enchantress? Maybe you lane the Spectre elsewhere. You try to lane him elsewhere.
I feel like you can't put Spectre mid, even as a dual lane. I think it just doesn't work. So now you're giving EG a full banning phase and picking phase to just pick another side lane that Spectre doesn't want to face. Obviously, the worst one is out. That's the Ursa that Spectre absolutely hates facing, but there are other heroes that you can definitely find, such as Necrophos, I think, also destroys Spectre completely in lane.
Well, at least they ban out the Undying. Undying is a very good hero against
Dying is good for sure.
Good in the lane, and you when you come to team fights, the Tombstone, the zombies actually stop the Desolate from doing damage.
Yeah.
I feel like OG has a different approach against the Enchantress. From the games that I've seen them playing against Enchantress, it's like Spectre just lanes against Enchantress until Enchantress is level 6 and he just dodges that lane.
When would you go?
Yeah.
Well, like I'm talking about later in the game, like when Enchantress is level 6 and then OG sends like some like a lane defending hero and then just kind of deal with it. That's the pattern that I've seen it, and then.
Do you think that's gonna work?
But what support do you pick to actually salvage the problem?
I mean, for me, that's one thing. But the other thing is what classically happens with a hero like Ursa is you start losing the lane to Ench, you're like, okay, I can't lane anymore, I go jungle, which is not great, but it's something. Spectre can't jungle, so Spectre will have to leave Enchantress's lane and go to the off lane. But what if it's counterpick there? There's just, it feels like, I don't know, I think OG either has what March was talking about, like some crazy pocket strategy here that we weren't thinking about, or they might just be overthinking things a bit here. Like, just from a simple point of view, this does not look like a good pick to me.
Yep, I understand where you're coming from. And on top of things,
10 seconds.
do you think like if they use 3 heroes, let's say they use 3 heroes to secure the Spectre's lane, do you feel that would be worth it? What if they did that?
I think they can lose a 3 versus 2 lane when IO is one of the supports. I think this lane is just really weak.
Is there no pick? Like,
it's just super weak.
And nothing can salvage it?
You could put something like a Bane there, I suppose. But what price are you going to pay? That's the question.
Well,
Fly gets his Phoenix again. This time there's no silencer.
So you guys need to find the partner with IO in the off lane, right?
It's bad. Never mind. It won't be there.
Yeah, silencer will be bad. And yeah, as we were talking about OG, I mean, we're scratching our heads a little bit here on the panel, it seems, trying to figure out how the rest of this pairs up with the IO and Spectre.
What did you say, Mark?
I was talking about, like, you still need to find a partner for the Wisp, right? The IO.
Yeah, you do.
Like,
you definitely
do you like Bristleback?
I was going to say Bristleback, because Bristleback is kind of okay with Enchantress.
It's alright.
Enchantress, like, Bristleback naturally just runs in to Enchantress, and then Enchantress doesn't do any damage to him. And then I used to be an Enchantress spammer too, and then I faced a lot of Bristleback to counter me in the lane. So trying to scratch my head.
Possible, because the Bristleback would mean that they might, their enemy might have to use resources to deal with the BB, because you don't want a BB to run away your lane. Let's say you have a Wisp BB or IO BB on the safe lane. So that could also be a potentially good reason to pick the BB here. So you take the attention away from the Spectre's lane, so Spectre can at least get some farm. Not win the lane, but at least have some XP, some farm, so you can actually play the game.
You know what hero's still in the pool?
What are we thinking, Sin?
Drow is still in. It's pretty G.
You are correct. We talked so much about Drow.
Spectre's the Drow.
There's the Bane. So this might be their attempt at contesting their own safe lane against this Enchantress.
So do you think this is enough? These 3 heroes. IO, Spectre, Bane.
that is definitely strong in the beginning. But again, the question is just how much are you going to pay? And you secure your Spectre, but I feel like you don't bully Enchantress out of the game. If you put a decently strong support with Enchantress down here, she is competitive against the IO Bane running at her, and you can try to pressure them back. And of course, you also have the option of sending your own third hero down there, and then the lane is still pretty weak, actually. All right.
I still think the OG picked, well, they picked Spectre to kind of counter the Throw Ranger, and then but their logic against Enchantress is like their theory. I'm not saying it's right, but I think what they're thinking is they're just trying to ignore the Enchantress as much as possible. Is what I feel.
Because there's this one thing about Spectre. Like when you're playing Spectre, you don't really need your lane to go that well. You want your teammate to have a good lane, so that when they have a good lane, you're level 6, you haunt to the lane, and you kill steal some.
But you're not level 6.
No, I mean, if I'm Spectre or I'm Drow, I don't really care that I have a good lane. I care more about my team having a good lane. That's what I feel on those heroes.
So, well, you're right. At least they saved the ban, because it seems like EG were not interested in grabbing the Drow because of the Spectre. So at least that's a benefit. I know I'm being very, very negative about the Spectre, but I just feel really convinced about this Spectre. Okay, this is very.
So all they need is a banner on last.
AA.
So that's one of the Thompson's hero he was successful with against VGJ.
But they picked Zeus into like you not knowing you could get crushed, but I guess they've got one ban. They can ban the TA.
Yeah. That is the worst matchup for Zeus. Zeus into blind matchup is generally pretty dangerous. I think TA could be a big problem. The question is, would EG be confident enough to pull out a last pick?
I was really checking out the Brood Mother.
Because Brood looks insanely good.
Yeah,
so Mail plays Brood.
Oh, he plays Brood?
I'm pretty sure he does.
I have seen him play once, like again in the Summit.
Yeah, I think he played a pretty good Brood, actually.
Missouri was like, he doesn't pick Brood, and then they pick Brood.
Oh, yeah, right. That was him, right? Wasn't it? Oh, yeah. I mean, right now,
you're probably going to ban TA.
You got to pick your poison here, because Zeus has, I think, those two are the absolute worst matchups, and I think both of them are, like, really, really bad.
All right, well, only one ban left. We'll see which one they choose on the side of OG.
Another thing here that EG could do is they could still grab the Drow, because Drow does pretty well in lane against Zeus, actually, in that mid lane. We saw VGJ Storm take advantage of that.
Who doesn't do well against Zeus? You just
That's a fair point.
Zeus is my favorite hero, too. He does pretty well in against a lot of the melee heroes.
Yeah, a lot of melee heroes do poorly, especially if they don't have good regen and have to invest all their gold into salves.
So TA or Brood Mother here?
Which hero do you want Thompson to lose to?
Jeez. Well,
those matchups are really bad.
I would rather Sunil play Brood, to be honest.
Just to see it? Just to see it, yeah.
Storm bad.
Storm is also
Storm would have also been a great pick.
There you
so
go.
Don't blame them for it. There's a lot of bases to cover here. I think compared to the last two drafts, this feels more like EG are dictating it to me. I think they are more ahead in this one, whereas in the last two, OG were the ones throwing the curveballs with that Arc Warden pick. The whole first draft was great with all their team fight and the Nature's Prophet opener.
Yeah, but OG had first pick.
In both games? I mean, this one, yeah, true.
Okay.
Oh no, they're Centaur.
Centaur is pretty good against Brood Mother in the laning phase.
You sound like you lost your last bit of faith.
Winner just gave up all hope on this draft. I mean,
didn't they lose like all their games with Centaur?
Perhaps. But as you guys were saying, I mean, I think when you said that EG seems to be dictating, it almost seems like the OG we saw in games 1 and 2, they're forced into a composition where they can't be that, right? They can't be the same OG they were in games 1 and 2, hyper-aggressive early on.
TA looks so hot this game. What an awesome pick that would be.
Oh.
But with the Centaur, I don't think they're going to dedicate 3 people to one lane, because you can't leave the Centaur alone. I think they're going to have this Bane and Centaur go together to the outplay.
For OG.
Yeah, to try and at least,
I think IO Centaur, right?
IO's...
Do you want to play IO with Spectre? That lane just sounds really, really weak. But maybe if you can sustain the Spectre.
If I'm the Centaur, I get to choose. I would want the Bane.
Okay. What I think OG will do in the laning phase is like the Bane, Spectre will just start in the lane, and then the Silencer from the last game where No-Tier played it, he just moves around the map, right? So as soon as Bane feels like he can't do anything in the lane, he's just going to move around, try to do something else in the map, while Spectre suffers at the bottom, and then try to chaos when he's level 6.
Do you think what EG might be considering here is if they want to put the gyro mid, but I think they will only do that when they have the Drow. I have a feeling that this will be an Arteezy safe lane gyro, and Centaur is not that bad of a matchup for gyro in lane. Historically, it's been one of the better heroes by having that massive damage output. Okay, that was not a hero I was expecting at all, actually, out of EG, but it will be an aggressive lane dominator from Sumail.
All right. Well, Tiny comes out, was banned the last 2 games. This is game 3 between these 2 teams. And to bring us a little bit extra perspective, we have BSJ to break down the draft.
The way you deal with Spectre lineups is by grouping up high-tempo lineup. And I feel like EG is set up to snowball the lanes, increase the pace of this game, and make it so that OG may not be able to come online quick enough. But if they're able to stop them, hold off that timing that all these 3 aggressive semi-carries that EG has, that timing that they're going to hit, I'm going to have to give it to OG. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that. But after watching that last game, what do I know? We're all here. It's 11 p.m. It's late. There's memes. There's drama. If you're half as excited as I am to be here, give it up for my boys OD, Pixel, and Fog.
Well, BSJ is indeed. We're getting ourselves into a very exciting match now. Game 3 between Evil Geniuses and OG. We've just seen the 2 drafts. Sort of feels as a whole, the panel liking a bit more what EG's doing this time round. OG going in with sort of this second pick Spectre, ending the draft with a Centaur, another hero that's sort of one of those heroes that we've sort of seen very mixed results with, sort of favoring on sort of the negative side of things. Seb's going to be picking it up as that 5th pick. What do we reckon, Fog? What sort of OG's prospects coming into this one with this early Spectre pick?
OG's just looking to take this to the late game. EG's all about that constant aggression that they're going to be putting out. That's why they put Sumail on a killing hero. You know, the panel was mentioning the Templar Assassin, which would be great, but it's passive, right? You're not looking for kills, and no, we know Sumail. He wants to be trying to get kills. Possible so that this Zeus and this Spectre can dish out all that damage.
Let's see how it goes down and how OG do lane this. Sort of as the panel was talking about how they want to match up the Centaur. Probably you imagine what with the IO,
with the IO,
and have the Bane babysitting the Spectre.
I think the Bane, Bane should start top and then make moves around adjusting depending on how poorly the lane goes, because you're still like a Bane Spectre. It's not the strongest as they make an aggressive move forward.
Do have the Nightmare to set up, bringing Seb in. Can they get the body blocks off onto Crit? Crit running himself away from Seb. Seb finds the Who Stomp though, and that'll be first blood for Seb. Can they get anything more out of this at the moment? Just harassing down Sumail. Sumail keeping his distance.
Nicely done. 4-man rotation. Blood.
Set up taking those bottom 2 rooms, but at the same time S4's up top, prodding and poking at Ana, keeping him away from that top bouncy room.
So with that Nightmare level 1, it does set up for the kill, but it does hurt you a bit in the lat laning phase, because you're not able to trade right clicks and go for those brain steps as consistently versus 2 ranged heroes. But he will have to go toward that top lane. He can't just fully sack Ana. Yoke. Fly.
Let's see how well Ana can do on this top lane. And so the panel worried about there could be the pressure that sort of sets Spectre back too far to really be able to turn up to those fights, hit that sort of level 6 at the timing that Ana wants to.
The double global though. New Spectre, old classic.
Structures are fortified.
Hobson gets a very good block in the mid lane. Under his tower, should be able to farm that just fine. Sumail acquired 5 stick charges just from that level 1 fight too. More sustain coming out for this Tiny.
Bottom lane as well, Arteezy able to farm underneath the tower, got a good block off too.
Missed the creep up.
Dire structures are fortified.
Flip comes out. This bottom lane, Seb should be able to get a decent amount of space from it with the IO backing him up. They don't have the biggest kill threat with the Venge and the Gyrocopter with the IO there as well. They can't look for the IO, though, once they get some more levels.
Fly, getting chased down here into the trees. Ana and Notel fight him. He gets run down and taken down. OG get themselves a second kill here on that top lane this time round. Extra money for Ana on the Spectre mid lane. Sumail keep Thompson off these creeps, make sure that Sumail can get those last hits underneath his own tower. But they can't afford to feed kills away to Ana. He's going to be lapping that up.
They prioritize just to heavily commit for the kill rather than go for any last hits. You see Ana only had 2 at that point. So they just fully went forward with the Nightmare, go for the harassment on the fly because they saw the Fire Spirits committed. As mid, Thompson. Sumail got the toss.
That's the kill, 1v1. Sumail takes the kill.
That level
straight up outplay.
We see it so often though, right? Even when we see the Tiny supports, any position where the Tiny is played, as soon as you're at level 3, you have to be very careful because the threat of the kill comes out with that triple combo.
And CS-wise in the mid lane as well, somehow doing a great job keeping that lead.
Yeah, he's got a huge, I mean, not a huge base damage advantage because Zeus has some crazy stats now with that amplification and the buffs that he's gotten for his base damage, but he'll get more denies on the Tiny.
That's out. So hold back Fly there. Fly gets the Fire Spirits out. Actually then the S4 sort of taking the Nightmare off momentarily so they can get the further Fire Spirit out as well. It's notes out. Right clicking down Fly. Fly getting brain sapped. Anna trying to go in. S4 and Fly both sit pretty low, but the Nature's attendance is out. S4 and Fly will be fine. Mid lane, Sumail actually this time getting burst pretty low here. He's managed to get himself the Invis Room. Fills back up the bottom. Should be able to regen himself back up to a point where he's able to go back in and face Thompson again in that mid lane matchup. Bottom lane crit. A lot of damage here from the Spirits of Jerax.
Thompson used everything there to try to go for that kill onto Sumail. Actually completely out of mana as well as health is to bring the salve and the clarity.
It's top CS for Anna, 12 for 3. Doing pretty well against the pressure of Fly and S4.
Pretty good.
Really slowing down his farm too much. Sumail again in this mid lane getting low, but he knows Thompson's mana's pretty much done for as well.
2 lanes going great for OG right now. Seb and Jerax able to do a lot down bottom to pressure the Gyrocopter, and Jerax even getting a side pull now too. So denying RTZ a full wave here can be very significant.
Be fine here, but being heavily harassed back.
Mid lane.
Mid lane the toss. Oh, he's got it. Sumail again. These straight up outplays in the 1v1. Sumail's done it twice now in the first 3 minutes of gameplay.
And you know that's the exact reason we were talking about. That's why he wants to play a hero like Tiny. He doesn't have to play the lane passive. He's brought heavy amounts of regen to make sure that he stays topped off. Thompson, no boots. Sumail has boots coming out in the courier. Thompson is under so much threat now.
I mean, if Fly can land those Spirits, doesn't look like he's going to try for it. Does still have some left. Banana has the salves out. He's popping one, and he's still got one ready in his inventory. If he needs to go for it again, Spirits won't clip him, so Anna's able to get himself back up to full HP.
The race to the bottom rune. Sumail will be able to claim that one, fill up his bottle.
In this mid lane, Thompson really has to be careful. This matchup just so hard now that Sumail's got this edge with those 2 kills.
Yeah, he's got boots, so he can just run at Thompson constantly.
Thompson, best he can do is just try and find the CS with those arc lightnings, and he is doing so. 23 to 6, 19 for 2. Sumail having the lead. He experiences such gold with those kills, but farm-wise, Thompson's still able to find a decent amount of Zeus in that mid lane.
Yeah, still doing quite nice. Arteezy's getting really shut down bottom. Only 11 last hits on him. You see the Spectre's doing actually considerably amount
this
better.
Rotation actually for Thompson, that's going to catch Arteezy potentially off guard. He does pop the Fairy Fire as he backs away.
Full speed.
Looking for the Who Stomp, and all down. Seb doesn't actually go for it there. They had the setup with the Lightning Bolt, but Seb actually cancel casted the Who Stomp.
Could have just gone for the double edge as well. He was actually in range for it with the tether movement speed. Wanted to get the stun because they didn't have enough damage, but with the Lightning Bolt and the double edge, they would have had the kill. Slight mistake there. And Sumail going to claim a bounty. Does get scouted.
She goes for the combo here because he's got Arteezy coming in with the wraparound as well. Looking towards Thompson, the Rocket Barrage chase down, attempted, but Seb with the Who Stomp will hold back Sumail and Arteezy.
Putting an enormous amount of pressure onto this Gyrocopter.
Go for the Shrine, EG. And top lane, Anna really is doing very well for himself up top. This lane of the S4 Enchantress and Fly Phoenix just doesn't seem to be doing as much as you'd expect it to against this Spectre.
Now able to get so much secured farm, also get that 1 kill. Of course, once Enchantress hits 6, we're going to see that completely change because then the Spectre actually can't even lane up here. That's Thompson. Playing around with Sumail a bit, they really are just focusing on that rune control so heavily.
Fly dives himself away, this top lane. Fly and S4 just seeming to have very little impact on Anna's farm, and if anything, they're the ones getting bullied out of that top lane each and every time.
Dire are scanning.
S4 is still getting the farm though. They can't actually threaten the kills onto the Enchantress at all with that lane, but they can threaten the kills onto that Phoenix over and over again as Sumail makes a rotation down bottom, but Scan seemed to come out and actually caught him on the side of it.
But it really is, as you say, out of all the lanes, out of all the cores, Arteezy is the one to struggle the most. See if they can find some action from him. Sumail tries to go with the avalanche onto Jarex. Jarex pops the stick charges, keeps the distance. He's got a big old sensor between him and EG, so they can't dive in for Jarex.
Cute little play coming up from OG is Seb bought and bring a health, but he actually hasn't had it on his hero. He's been giving it to Jarex this whole time during the lane, so that extra burst, extra amount of regen, there's something to point out that not many players actually get to use. That's like this is like an old Dota 1 thing people used to do. It's like, all right, I'll take my ring of health for a little bit.
Definitely a mechanic that not a lot of people use nowadays. It is still there in the game. Certain items.
As Fly now just starts to make moves around the map. Wants to get some wards out too to be able to watch the aggressiveness that comes out toward that bottom lane toward Arteezy, who's level 4 in comparison to a 5 Centaur and almost level 5 IO.
I mean, how do sort of EG as a team sort of sort out this bottom lane? Or do they, if they sort of at the moment just accepted that they've got to sack Arteezy?
Yeah, I mean, you have to accept that that happens. You can't win all 3 lanes in Dota. If you're expecting that, then it doesn't tend to happen very often. They're doing well in their other 2. S4 is still getting a lot of farm.
As we can see there, S4 and Sumail, the top 2 net worth at the moment in the game. It's out, looking for a bit of a setup onto Fly. They'll put the Thunder Gods round for this one, as well as the Horn, ready with the chase down after the Icarus dive was used to find Fly. Even looking to move straight again down onto the bottom towards Crit and Arteezy, but they get themselves back by the Tizu Tower.
Ana ideally wants that kill though, with the first Haunt usage, such a long cooldown. No telling of taking the kill from him.
Thompson, he's coming across. Sumail pretty tanky at the moment with a good amount of levels he's got. Turns towards No-Tail, and No-Tail, the Fairy Fire, just put the Brain Sap, keeps himself alive. Fly being chased, he's going to get zapped down by Thompson. Quick Thunderbolt for the low ground, secures themselves another kill, OG.
They're still looking to play very aggressive on the side of OG, even though they have a Spectre lineup. And we see, of course, as soon as the Enchantress is level 6, that's why Ana wanted to use the Haunt, so we can get the hell out of that top lane.
Nice little toss set up there from Sumail to get Crit in range to hold down Thompson with a magic missile.
Top 2 networks.
Is under attack.
We do have EG, but there is a Spectre staying pretty close behind that. Only 200 behind the Inch, but S4 will be able to take out this tower much faster than OG can actually set up the push in.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
9 minutes in, being able to clear up that tier 1 tower allows sort of EG to invade this top half of the map that little bit easier, and they're going to go for it straight away with the smoke.
Arteezy's still
No-Tail very low. This will help Arteezy if he gets eyes on it, but No-Tail's on the high ground. They don't see him for now. They do now with that wall placed down. But No-Tail already on his way back home, so EG unable to sort of make the most of No-Tail being out that low, as they didn't quite get vision of him in time.
They might have to actually give the tome to Arteezy at this rate. Level 4 still, level 7 on Ana. Just unable to find experience on the map after that pressure from the laning phase.
Spot him. Ana again. Look towards Fly. Fly has to dive. And then Jared's trying to close in on him. And they don't even need to. Thompson's there with the ult back online. Pops the Thunder God's Wrath and gets themselves another kill onto Fly.
Yeah, OG still looking to continue making these aggressive moves. They've even got the relocate now online for Jarex.
Radiant's bottom tower is
As
under
for EG, they're going to be pretty reliant on Sumail with this Blink Dagger to make lots of moves around the map so that Arteezy can absorb that space and get some farm going. S4 can also play very aggressive with Sumail, as we see that haste popped, and they want to look to set up for Thompson.
Sumail more than ready to dive behind the tower. This one charges straight in with the avalanche. Toss to follow the pop. The stampede. Can they get Thompson out of here? They cannot. Sumail's in behind the tower with a haste room. Gets himself another kill onto Thompson. Bottom lane Fly getting chased once again down on this bottom. That's going to be Fly's 5th death on the Phoenix. 0, 5, and 0. He is struggling.
Yeah, they just keep running at him every time he shows on the map. More and more farmers still sticking pretty close to that Enchantress, and they've even got a lot of pressure on bottom towers mid.
Swap set up from Crit. Sumail's there with the toss and another kill for the Tide. Sumail is looking very scary. 11 minutes in, Blink Dagger complete. He can keep going for these plays. A lot of OG's line up at the moment, pretty easy to burst.
Yeah, pretty squishy overall across all of them except for that Centaur really. As Arteezy now does go back bottom. Still level 5, but needs a lane. Can't just go farming jungle, can't really set up for kills around the map either. I mean, he's a 770 HP hero versus a Zeus. If he gets caught in a bad situation versus Thompson, he can get burst down so quickly.
Sumail, there he is with the blink, jumps in.
The one shot.
Oh boy, Sumail. What's that now? That's his, what, 5-0-1?
5-0-1, yep. All 6 kills involved. And top S4.
He just picks up Thompson on his own.
Dragonlance.
All right, it's starting to get messy here for OG. We're at 12 minutes coming up. It's a 3K lead now for EG. Flying crit on the hunt off the back of this smoke. Can they find the vision for Sumail to get him with the jump straight in? He finds Jarek to stamp. He's going to be popped, but the tree toss is there. Sumail gets himself yet another kill.
They're looking for No-Tail too. Crit. Gets the vision.
Oh, the way the Terra's out. No-Tail cannot escape. EG starting to really play fast now.
Well, most of EG. We have 4 of EG players playing fast. Well, Arteezy's just like, please guys, thank you so much.
All the space is there for him now. He's going to be able to recover.
Yep.
And yeah, a lot of it down to just about that 5th pick Tiny so far looking very good for Evil Geniuses.
He's able to make so many of these aggressive plays. So many of these heroes still in that one-shot territory for him. Level 11, approaching that level 12 for that level 2 throw.
Absolutely massive. He's going to see Seb. That's the one hero he can't really do much about, so we'll let him be. Blinks himself out to safety. And that Echo Saber really going to come in incredible time for this time.
Top tower is under attack.
Time that OG, as we say, are really going to look to try and just stretch out as much as they can.
I mean, 4 of their heroes are already in that one-shot range. The Echo Saber is just going to put him that little bit over to always make sure that he can get those solo kills.
Yeah, so the point where an infused range drop isn't going to save you anymore.
Yeah. Getting this wraparound already, getting a deep ward down. They spot Thompson.
Chris looking for the swap setup. Can't quite have the vision at the moment. Thompson is going to come out.
Toss back, it seems.
There's the jump. Sumail going in with the combo. Jarek is going to come in with the tether, but he can't do anything to save it. Blind put the Supernova to make that something. Not easy. The dagger will get it. So they get the trade kill there. 1 for 1, losing a core for a core.
No-Tail prioritizing during that time period, just putting down all this deep vision. We see 3 wards, or 2 wards actually placed at this moment in time from No-Tail to look for this Gyrocopter, who they know he's playing in that bottom side of the map, as PSJ would say, you know, of course, the dead lane. So that's where he is going to get picked up while his team is making those aggressive moves.
They're giving a lot of space to EG, it feels. That top lane, S4, taking a tier 2 tower, 14 minutes in.
Yeah.
He's got 2k gold towards his Aghanim, so top of the phase and the Dragonlance. He's going to sit comfortably at the top of the net worth for Sumail for quite some time, as it seems.
Kind of interesting. Not going to go for the hood, even though he's versus like that Zeus and that burst damage that can come out from Io as well as Centaur.
I guess he just doesn't feel the pressure at the moment.
Yeah, he's really not. They have so many wards focused on that top side as well that we'll just see if any movements do come in.
S4 looking towards Thompson here.
Oh, Thompson
slowed down, the impetus coming in. He does get tethered up. Jarek takes him to the side. The Stampede as well from Seb. They'll be able to get themselves apart, but Sumail in straight away. Finds and finishes off the kill. Sumail. And he's not quite done yet. He's ready to run back in with the haste. They've got vision on Jarek. Jarek's getting popped as well. Sumail, you can tell he's not done. He's seeing if he can find more. Seb tried to go with a Who-Stop. Magic missed up from Crit. Will stop the stun. Sumail jumps in. Avalanche. Toss. Free throw. He gets Anna. Can he get Seb as well? They've got the impetus from S4 coming on to Seb. Seb trying to hide in the trees, but Sumail and S4, they're hunting. They're finding Sumail with the triple kill. Sumail's Tiny.
10-0-2, the last pick of the game.
Oh my goodness. We knew it was a good hero. We've seen it so been favored in game after game. EG getting it in as their 5th pick, and Sumail just playing it absolutely perfectly.
He's got the Echo Saber. He's level 13 on this Tiny.
15 minutes in. How do they put a stop to this? How do they stop him getting away with these plays? He's just moving around, finding the perfect blink pickoffs every single fight. They can't hold him back.
They need to get Seb the Blink Dagger ASAP so that he can set up behind people. If Sumail does look for those aggressive plays that we've seen him do non-stop, they need the Blink on the Centaur to go for those counter ganks. It's starting to become a huge problem as Sumail is double the net worth of Thompson.
Oh. We'll see it again here, this play in the mid lane.
Thompson was actually using the bottle on Jerax while he was being chased there to save himself. That's what gave him that extra regen as the impetus comes through. But yeah, Sumail with this deep ward. OG knows it's there, but they're able to go for that dive, and Sumail just constantly playing on the outskirts. As you see, he's going to wait for his cooldowns to come up. waiting for the avalanche toss combo to come, and then he commits forward.
We've got to go back live because we're going to see him potentially do it again here. This time RTZ wants to come across and join in a bit of the fun. As RTZ crits him out. Hunting up top. Thunder goes Ref will give away the position. Ana, can he get out though? He can't really TP. The avalanche is going to come out for Samel. Just do it.
In the trees?
Oh, crit. He doesn't do the wave of terror on target. So they don't have the vision. The TP is going to be successful from Ana. Wave of terror in the wrong direction, unfortunately.
Just in that one little spot that he could. Hiding away from them, and now they do have the Blink Dagger on Sebastian. Crucial for them to be able to set up these aggressive plays too. Now they can look to even set up some relocates.
They're going to try for Rush.
The most ideal ways to do it.
They've got S4 able to tank it up with the Untouchable. Not necessarily going to be the quickest, but it's a pretty safe one to take.
Yeah, Untouchable plus Fire Spirits.
Yeah.
That Rush is... Look at this backswing.
It's pretty slow, eh?
Yeah.
Don't watch him! He's in! The 4-man Who's can they do it? The ball's coming out for Jarex! S4 crit! They're getting low, they've lost 2 EG S4! Trying to run away, but he can't escape! The buyback's gonna come up straight away here from Crit! Samel, RTZ's still alive for now, Ana getting tossed up, tossed back! Samel! He's gonna stay alive for Seb! Back in with the Who's Samel managed to pick up an ultra kill before he went down! But all that sped up incredibly fast there around the pit. I believe what we had 8 people going down. We saw Crit buy back.
Look at the damage.
OG will take that trade though, as you can see the numbers favoring them.
They were all so stacked up on the spot side of EG. Everybody.
Seb getting in like that.
I think it was a 4-man
hoof stop. It was a 4-man hoof stop.
And then even the Spirits following up too. No Tail's like, whatever, I'm gonna walk in. Watch Jarex hits multiple Spirits on everybody. Thompson walks in. All that damage coming out. But look, everyone's so low.
Watch
Sumail being so high level.
He's
and
got so much
far.
HP with this Echo Saber at this stage of the game. He doesn't get bursted down straight away, and he's able to get as much done as he can before he ends up going down.
Even with that double hit from the Echo Saber. Yeah, look at that. He's feeling himself. Nice little punch back though. 7. Like we were talking about, how important that Blink Dagger reveal is going to be. As EG there, still focusing around that Roche pit, really wanting to get it. RTZ still very underfarmed for his team, just a phase draw.
Can't leave this Rush to half health, and Sameo.
Thompson's is dead.
He just finds the Zeus, steps in with the 2-man Who's up. They've got the Supernova at the sideline as well here. Can they take it down in time? No, OG's got to back away from the Supernova. Seb trying to TP out, will be able to escape, but OG lose 2. Sameo again, double kill. 16, 1 and 2, and Crit, magic missile. He's able to find Ana. Ana was trying to heal some Mongols, and Sameo comes in for the triple kill.
17, 1 and 2.
17, 1 and 2.
19 of the 21 kills.
Oh, give him another one. Sameo, another ultra kill. Back-to-back ultra kills for Sameo. And that Rush is easily going their way this time. No chance of OG getting over to the pit. Give that man an Aegis, he's got it.
And now he's got a Shadow Blade and can go for that Silver Edge if he wants to go for the kills onto the Spectre over and over again during the side pushes. This Sumail, this game.
Oh no. He's gonna find Seb. No, Seb's just out.
Yeah, he's still got the 1500 HP. He's the one that can survive that still. But the rest of his team definitely not. As Thompson 3, 9, and 7 on the Zeus. How's Ana doing? You got the Yasha, the Manta recipe, getting closer and closer toward that ulti orb. That'll help a bit. RTZ still extremely underpowered for the team. Sumail on the prowl.
Found out here by the Bolt, Seb. Yep. With the move shot, they do it the control. They pop the horn as well. Sumail turns, punching into Seb. Seb pops the stampede to get himself away. Sumail being surrounded, but he has that Aegis. He's going to get popped once. Ready to come back for round 2. They have lost Fly, EG. But S4, Crit, they're there as well. Sumail in with the combo, finds himself No Tail. OG, they just have to get themselves the hell out of here. They cannot stand anywhere here near Sumail.
That was everything there used by OG, right? Fiend's Grip, Stampede, Zeus, Spectral, yeah, everything committed there forward. Take out that Aegis of Sumail. Which gives RTZ some space to farm, so he's thankful for that. But still, he's still pretty far down there. We're catching back up to Ana's farm as that Gyrocopter is. The Sumail show continues, looking for another kill.
Ana, Crit, he's found him. Here's Sumail, that nightmare for OG.
Level 18, max level grow. That much more damage coming through with the combo.
I feel here at the main stage, we really are seeing, out of all the Tiny game, the best Tiny performance of this TI so far.
He almost has a kill per minute. 20 kills at the 21-minute mark.
Seb, more TP away. Sumail.
He's hunting.
Always terrifying. No tell.
He'll be okay. Sumail going for a little bit of a safer item choice here rather than committing forward for a Silver Edge. Actually, will go for a BKB because, I mean, the amount of streaks that he's going to give, if he dies, he's going to be giving well over 1,000 gold to anybody who kills him.
He is a walking piggy bank.
Yeah, the last time I think it was like 1,390 or something, or 1,400 when he died, so just want to be a little careful. We could see the build still deviate. It's definitely the safest choice you could go for versus
Dire's bottom tower
this is the majority of their damage still.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is
Not easy, no, he's along for the ride this game, really.
Yeah, he's 0-1 and 6.
0-1 and 6. Just rolling along.
But now, he's not. Oh,
crit. Does go for the save, but they've got the Fiend's Grip out onto Arteezy. There's the back from Moji. They find Arteezy. They find Crit. Arteezy's cool. Arteezy's just chilling this game. Just hitting some creeps and pushing some lanes. It's all on Sumail at the moment. He's the one that they've got to be worried about. He's level 18, 21 and 2.
I mean, S4 too. S4's got an Aghanim's finished up.
Sumail wants to add another one to his tally. There we have it.
Yeah, he switched. He went for the Silver Edge. Yep. So he wants to look to just kill the Spectre in the combo. He can kill him right through that now once the Dispersion's gone.
Should be able to finish this tier 2 tower off and either do more money to bank Sumail. He's, yeah, as you say, well, got the money for the Silver Edge.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Continuing to stay double net worth over Thompson. Close to a BKB, so he's almost got an item for himself, so he can actually get involved. Once he's got that, he can actually join his team and looking to get into those fights, because right now he's still way too weak versus the Zeus burst damage.
Second lowest level in the game. Arteezy. But that's alright, he's got Sumail on his team. Sumail's having a pretty good game.
It is pretty remarkable that the Gyro's level 12 and yeah, that Tiny's level 19. That's something you don't see every day.
Here we go. Well. They do have that high ground ward there, OG.
Playing a little bit more careful, staying near each other so that they can't just constantly get picked off by this Tiny.
OG. Lead forward with Seb. Cover smoke.
They know the two heroes are showing mid. They want to make an aggressive play down here, but now EG, they're starting to collapse. Enchantress and Gyro moving in.
S4 and Arteezy coming in from the side. Stampede will be poked, trying to get No-Tail out of there. The uphill miss will proc, so No-Tail's able to get himself back a decent amount.
The swap has come in though.
Oh, crit finds the vision. Swaps him back. That's it. Seb is not going to save his teammate. That's No-Tail down. 30 seconds.
Sumail instantly TP's top. Saw Ana for a second up there. Wants to go for a kill, but Ana.
They've got eyes on Jarek's chat. The tether up to the high ground.
Ana's actually hiding in the tree lines, and his TP's on cooldown. Sumail is hunting.
Uh-oh.
He wants him.
Don't breathe. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, no, doesn't see him yet.
No, he did. Oh. He caught a glimpse. It looked like he did.
Ana should be fine. I say fine, as you say, still without the TP for 30 seconds.
He's got to stay hiding for a bit. He does have the Haunt available if they can look for a fight somewhere, but with the position that they have right now, they can. Seb pushes down that bottom lane. You do see Arteezy finishes up that BKB, and now a crucial timing for OG. They've got the Aghanims on Thompson. They've got that much more damage they can look to push out.
Command these big horn places, just these sort of global pickoffs there. There's going to be the ult from Thompson. Giving some vision, giving some info for the team. As we saw, you know, he's still stuck up in that tree line, Ana, as he waits for the TP. Smile there from No-Tail as he gets the friendly tip from Seb, his teammate. Does go down.
Better him dying than someone else in those. As Ana still hiding in the tree line up top. Able to farm at least a bit of the wave with that Manta illusion. Getting slowed down quite heavily as Sumail goes back on the prowl. He knows that the Spectre's up here.
Oh, he does. Ana's been hiding here a long time. Oh,
he found him.
Found him. Has he got the damage to take him? Stampy's going to be popped. Anna gets himself into the trees. Sumail jumps forward, but he doesn't quite get on top of him. Anna's able to get away with a TP.
Ooh. Close.
12k lead for Ignis. It's 26 minutes in. 26 to 15.
The experience is a bit closer to only 5,000 OG.
Is under attack.
He's still not out of this. We need this game to just keep going longer and longer for their Spectre to get online. They've got the double experience gain talents too. So if they do get a successful fight, since they are at this disadvantage, you could see their levels just skyrocket. That 25% on both the Zeus as well as the IO. Bottom. We have ward on the high ground. They saw Ana as well as No-Tail go down here.
Sam goes for the Fiend script. They actually have the damage to find this killer. It doesn't look like his Fly's going to be fine. No-Tail does go for the Nightmare onto Sumail, but it's quickly taken off by Fly. Sumail's just straight in, picks up the kill on No-Tail.
They didn't have the Nimbus up. They try to go for some type of play there, but No-Tail just tanks the gank to make sure that Ana can at least farm and push out that bottom wave. We'll probably see Sumail go and chase Ana for the next few moments.
Stop.
RTZ.
He's got eyes on Seb.
Wants to get in on the fun. S4 closing over too.
So it's Crit, they're ready to try and make a go on his Seb. Pops the Stampede. Gets himself all the way back up to the high ground. Jarix is there as well with the tether, so Seb will be fine. Back towards down bottom, Sumail was on the hunt once again for Ana. Ana hiding in the trees after using that Spectral Dagger, does have a TP. Doesn't want to use it too early at the threat of the avalanche.
Scan is successful.
Sumail knows where he is, throws out the tree throw to get the connection, to find the vision, has the hit with the Silver Edge. Has he got the final bit of damage? He hasn't. Ana, once again, the Spectral Dagger back up. And this time with the TP, knowing that the avalanche has been used, can go safely for the escape.
He's not letting Ana really farm though in those sides. Like, Ana wants to be able to farm on the split push, and Sumail just constantly hunting him is not letting him get the defusal or any type of items that he needs. Really smart plays by Sumail, recognizing that he's already pretty much hit critical mass, right? He's like, all right, let's allow S4 to run around the map and farm, RTZ to catch back up. I just really need to hunt the Spectre all game, not let him get those timings and approach that late game mass.
Bit of a change up in the IO talents this game, I guess because of the lineup around. It doesn't take the tether ground scepter bonus this game. So towards mid, Crit just going in onto Thompson. Thompson is not going to be kept alive by Jarix there as S4 with the impetus finding the damage to pick off the Zeus. Thompson again, he's going to have to sit the sidelines for 50 seconds. EG, they're coming straight down the middle lane and onto the tier 3 tower.
He needs to buy back. He's their only D push for the lineup.
Sumail at the moment with the Crystallis on top of the Silver Edge. Anyone he gets on top of, even the Sentinel now at this stage, could be in potential danger of going down to the burst.
They've got Aghanims now on the Centaur though, so they can't actually defend people with that damage mitigation that comes out from it, that 40%. Thompson has to be so careful now though. If he does die, we could just see that base push come out, as we were mentioning. He is there with pretty much all their D push.
Oh no, Thompson.
He's got to be careful.
Well, we absolutely have. Sumail will be ready to jump as soon as Thompson stands close enough, but he backs away. Thunder God's Wrath, they've got the information. OG know what's up. The EG's up there on the high ground. Roshan is back up.
Yeah, EG can go for this. They've had the Vlads for a bit on Crit too. They have more than enough damage, and they can actually get the sustain with S4 tanking easily to bring this down. Don't think OG can come in forward for this one. They don't have their Zeus ulti available. They need every little amount of damage. They will scout it, but it's already dead, and that's the end of the chance of EG.
No way that OG can get in here.
And they're looking to fight an immediate smoke out of the pit. They've got that one ward vision on the high ground, on that right side, giving them information of where OG is. They're gonna head their way right over there. RTZ is very far from this though. He's all the way up top.
Sumail, seeing Seb on the front. Sumail wants to try and find the squishy on the back, and he's straight in with the combo. Looks towards No-Tail. No-Tail's going to get taken down by the impetus. They'll pop down the Nimbus. Thompson trying to fight back for the Devil tap down S4 there. Get the kill on the Enchantress. Crit now being looked towards as well with a Hawk from Mana chasing down this Ventral's rear. They'll find another Samel very low at the moment. That pipe keeping him alive, but Seb in with a finisher, able to take the Aegis out of his hands. Seb getting the kill once. Arteezy with the BKB looking towards Seb. Samel with that second life jumps back in on top, and Seb gets revenge.
Ooh, that starting to look scary a bit there for EG as the Centaur Aghanim's comes out. Sumail jumps forward. The combo doesn't do as much damage as he initially expects it to. They're able to take a pretty decent fight. They have to use pretty much every ulti there, but they're able to slow down.
Certainly one of the better fights this game for OG, but obviously considering how the game's going overall, still not, doesn't really say much. As EG still leading by quite a mile. 14k advantage, 30-17. And there's the man of the moment, Sumail. 86% kill participation this game. 32k hero damage done already at 31 minutes.
But
Absolutely incredible.
Ana is starting to get that farm. You saw in that hunt what the Manta, what the Diffusal can do when you have all these illusions inside of the team fights. Even if you're an Enchantress, you die very quickly. As we see, S4 is going to be going for a BKB to protect himself from all this damage that comes out from that Zeus, from the Spectre, once those double ultis come out. Ana is approaching a heart. He will be able to deal a lot of dispersion damage back to the side of EG.
Radiant are
Arteezy almost has an Aghanim's. He's now surpassed the Centaur in the game and has climbed into that top 4 net score spot.
Oh, I mean, Dota Plus, it really does love Spectre. It absolutely loves Spectre.
Seb gets the Stampede off, so that damage reduction.
Oh,
that hit from Sumail.
1,362 in one swipe there with the tree.
When you're next to a Vengeful Spirit with Vlads, you know, that little bit bigger damage coming out for the Tiny. Really adds up. S4. Ana has a DD and the Manta.
Oh yeah, S4 doesn't stand too much of a chance here. Too much damage there. Sumail, he's on the racks mid. Seb's dead for 40 seconds.
There's no glyph either.
OG's got to do something about this, otherwise they're losing this mid rack. Sumail just punching it down. Oh, actually blinks back, looks for the kill, finds Notel outside the base, finds the Bane. Back up to the high ground they go. Buybacks coming out. They didn't quite manage to take down the melee racks though. So OG are able to keep those mid racks alive for now. Obviously EG still in good position to get straight back in there.
They know the Nimbus was used, so they know that's down for a bit. Centaur's still down as well.
Sumail ready to jump if he sees an opportunity.
The Centaur's respawning and they know Stampede's up too. It's a bit of a risk here. EG should be back off without their Enchantress.
It was a fortunate defense there from OG. They don't lose racks yet. Keep those racks alive.
I actually like how Thompson is playing that too. You can see he wanted to walk up to try to nuke the wave, but he's like, if I get tossed back, we lose all of our D-push. He actually had to stay all the way back and let them deal this damage on the racks.
Maybe a bit of a greed for the kill there, getting the better of Sumail, as he could have had that last hit onto the melee racks, but he decided to blink back and go for the kill on the Bane instead. We'll see if EG nonetheless are able to get those racks taken down sooner than later, as they do keep themselves over this half of the map. The scan comes out from OG. They know that EG's up there on the high ground. They'll see the courier as well passing across. And OG fight this though. Arteezy with the high ground, pops the BKB. Stampede's going to be popped out, giving a bit of damage reduction for the side of OG, but Notel, is it really enough to keep him alive? Doesn't look like it. As Fly comes out with the sun, they lose Notel. They jump forward and find Seb as well. S4 with the impetus is too much damage. Now OG, they're down Notel, they're down Seb without buyback. Seb down for a full minute.
And they use the Haunt in that fight. Their probably most important tool for them to take any real type of team fight versus EG.
And now Thompson, can he really push it? He's taken down bottom. They're going for a bit of split push here. They've lost the mid racks, so obviously the damage from Sumail, it's going to cut through these racks. They can't really afford to try and go for any sort of a base race. They're coming back in towards the base, but there's not going to be much of it left as EG, they take the full set middle, and they take the full set top.
Crit's looking for a play too, looking for the swap.
Ana, Manta tries to dodge it off, just managed to back off. Arteezy actually gets tossed in by Sumail there. Oh! Uh-oh.
Oops.
Sumail said, do you have to get in the way, Artur? As that'll put a little bit of a stop to it. Obviously, EG still in a very comfortable position after taking those 2 sets of racks.
Yeah, I mean, they all just got so much gold. Now Sumail finally has that BKB that he thought he'd be going for earlier, but, you know, Sumail went for all that super aggressive item style instead. Now he's got a lot more liberty in the fights to run around for that 10 seconds, not having to worry so much about all that damage and static field that really starts to add up. But OG
pushing back. onto the tier 1 mid.
They're finally going to get this next tier 1. They only took out those bottom towers throughout this game. They've had very limited map control versus EG's aggressive style.
There's a full heart on Ana. You never know. Maybe Dota Plus was right. Maybe the power of the Spectre is strong enough. If OG can keep this game going somehow, and Ana can sort of get that next time after the heart, maybe we can start see things switch around.
Oh, look at RTZ.
There we have it. Tossed in, and the rest of EG, they're out of there. They don't even look at him. Walking their way out of the base. And there we have it. He knows. He knows this is one of those games, RTZ.
It's one of those you laugh at, but on the inside you're just like, oh god.
I mean, he's laughing because he looks at Sumail, and Sumail's 24-1-5. He knows this it's pretty comfortable. He's feeling pretty good about the team, and understandably so. They have this strong lead over EG.
Bottom lane, easy. The wraparound coming in from NoTel, trying to clean up the creep wave quickly. The Stampede comes forward.
There's the feed script, there's the jump forward, and he's gone. Didn't have a smile on his face this time round, as now OG could actually look to threaten the base a little bit. They're straight in, onto that bottom tier 3, the fortification comes out. There's NoTel, does actually find the Nightmare onto Fly. He's playing around with the two of them. That is going to give space for the rest of OG to push on this bottom lane.
They don't have TPs.
They don't.
It's Crit and Fly who are being bothered by NoTel right
sure,
now.
they kill the pain, but down on the bottom lane, look at the base.
Sumail just got his TP delivered on the courier, but that Rex, it's going down. S4 makes his way down here.
And Ana.
But they get the melee Rex.
And he's out with the TP. The wave of terror though is easy. They're going to cancel the TP. He's still very tanky with the heart. Can he walk himself away? He's got the backup at Thompson too, so Ana, on the retreat, he will still get out. So OG actually able to strike back a little bit against all odds and get a melee Rex from Evil Geniuses.
Very heads-up play there. Identifying that there's no TP on Sumail's Tiny or S4.
Well, that would be a tribute.
That lead does trickle down a bit. It was 20,000 for EG, now only 16. The experience been sitting about the same the entire game.
All about the Spectre.
Yep. Going for that butterfly next so he can get a little bit more damage. 2 for his team.
Look at this still. It loves the Spectre.
It really does. DD Rune spawns top. Look, they're looking for it.
Thunderghost Rap's going to give him the vision. He knows that they're coming, but maybe it's a bit too late. He's got a homing missile upon him. Stampy's going to be used. They look for the jump, but they're able to burst down Fly. Fly's gone out of the fight. Seb, look towards S4. S4 pops the BKB. OG now backing up. Seb on the front lines, tanking it all, but the damage from Sumail will be enough. Big Crit comes in with a tree throw as Sumail gets himself the double kill, finding Seb. It's Jerax, Thompson, and Ana back up to the base, back up to the high ground. Roshan not quite spawning yet.
Got the RTZ does right now. BKB's on cooldown. Ana's gonna walk into him here. The Manta dodge.
Buyback's gonna come out from Seb. They feel like they can maybe try and take this fight, but Sumail's in with the combo. The damage is too much. Ana is getting critted down. They've lost Jerax. Ana trying to run himself away from the that's too much. Seb jumps in. The buyback, the hawk from Ana. He comes into play. Can he turn this one around? Seb falling low, taken down with the homing whistle. They'll get RTZ. Can they get anything more? They're able to find Tiny. They're able to find Fly. The buyback horn from Ana. Absolutely doing it. The buyback's there from OG. No hesitation as now RTZ. He buys back. There's 4 dead on EG. 3 of them don't have buyback.
They're gonna be able to clean up this range Rex, but thankful for EG for them that they have those. They can't. The tier 2s are still up. They still have all their outer towers still alive. But they claim something. With that quick relocate, with that heads-up play, they chunk that network advantage down. What a buyback from Ana.
Absolutely. Those buybacks, not only from Ana, but Seb, Jerax as well, just getting back straight into that fight, realizing they can take the fight. As we saw before that first little skirmish in mid, EG used pretty much all of their BKBs. They didn't have them ready for that fight there. So OG could take the fight. As we saw, they clean up that bottom lane of Brax. They're into the Roshan pit. And that lead, it's starting to diminish.
And this is the refresher shard. They have a Zeus as well as a Spectre with the refresher shard. That is where you hit that critical mass.
Oh my goodness. We saw EG in game 2 make quite a comeback. Could OG make even a bigger comeback here in game 3?
What a series we have. So we hit this 40-minute mark. We've got the double runes now spawning.
Double damage.
Arteezy still just not farmed enough to really be that carry for his team. They need the success to be coming from Sumail and S4, but Ana, 11, 6, and 11. Has another 5,000 gold, can go for that Scotty if he wants to, and he does. 4,500 HP on the Spectre.
And nearly level 25.
Looking a bit scary here for EG in these next few moments.
I do want to see what that Dota plus win rate's at like now. After sort of an exchange like that. We saw what it was at before. It's only going to be sliding more and more in favor of OG with these sort of plays. Just a 4K advantage for EG. It's slipping away so fast.
They still have the momentum coming in from those 2 lanes that they've taken the Raxes out, but bottom lane constantly going to be pushing in because OG got theirs as well.
Look at it now.
74% for OG.
My goodness.
Arteezy does not deal damage in these fights at all. He's hitting very weak. Even next to the bench, he only is hitting for about 220. Or 240 with the Vlad's aura too. But still, not enough to go through this Spectre. And not enough to go through that Aghanim Stampede that we've been seeing so much from Seb.
You've got to wonder how things are now in the EG booth. Imagine it as Sumail. You're in this game as 28, 2, and 6, and suddenly it looks like things are getting turned around against you. You've got to keep yourself in a very strong mental state at the moment as Sumail. As he has had such a fantastic game, but at this point, things are starting to come back against you.
Radiant's top tower has
Deny the top tower.
It's very scary for EG to make aggressive moves versus this Aegis. They've got the Haunt, they've got the Refresher Shard as well on Thompson, and Thompson also is level 25, so that damage from the Zeus just amplifies that much more once you get that Arc Lightning talent. How many other level 25s are we getting soon? I almost actually has the 25 too. Probably going to be the relocate count.
This game really does get so hard as it gets scaled on.
Yeah.
This Spectre, the combination of the Zeus as well, as we'll see sort of high ground defense potential. Sure, they've lost that 2 set of racks, but OG, as we see, are just doing an excellent job of pushing these lanes out and playing it in a way that you can't really feel that they've lost those 2 racks. They're pushing out the lanes so well with the Spectre and with the Zeus.
They've got the liberty to do so when they have this Aegis. They're not at risk of EG looking up to this. I mean, EG, look at them. They're all just trapped in their base. They're not even able to farm aggressively at all, while OG takes the whole map. And they've actually swapped who has that Refresher Shard. They've actually given it to Seb. That double Stampede in the fights, 8 seconds of 40% reduction. That's pretty much the entire duration of EG's, the BKBs that they'll be having.
Oh, no doubt about that at all. Seb, last few Stampedes making all the difference. My goodness, if he hits 25, well, I imagine he takes with the Aura. And with the Spectre. With the Spectre, it's good luck killing the Spectre.
Move stop duration is also quite good, though.
It is.
It's a 4-second AoE stun.
But with the Spectre on your lineup, the Aura can be just... He just doesn't die.
Invisibility.
Jarax has started to queue up a Satanic on the IO, so maybe it will be that attack ally tethered target. You get Satanic off with a tether to the Spectre, you full heal that Spectre so quickly. And we've seen with the Dispersion you can too when you're sitting at a 4,500 life on a...
EG's got to be so careful now of any sort of move they play. We saw earlier, the confidence of EG going around getting these solo pickoffs. Now the game has entirely changed.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that gold graph, it went from 20k down to only 2k.
One of the biggest swings I feel we've seen on the main stage this CI.
Radiant's middle
Not the
tower
biggest.
is under attack.
That Aegis going to be getting reclaimed in the next 30 seconds or so.
Certainly tell that EG's, they've got a timer on that. They're waiting for that to go before they try anything too aggressive. They may even time it so they make the strike just as
I think they're going to look to make the fight
that last
right
use
now.
of it.
Yep. Zeus ult does come out, scouts them up, all kind of grouped up. They're probably expecting EG to look for a smoke here, so OG is all going to gather up on a high ground.
Let me attribute.
That's the Aegis gone. EG, can they jump Sumail?
Jarax actually used the relocate to just grab some bounties.
Leading in, they do see Thompson here. Thompson Nimbus straight out. The Horn as well. Everything being pumped. They want to fight this. Crit tries to go for the swap, but Crit gets taken down straight away. They'll go for the Supernova on the high ground. S4 and Samel looking towards Thompson. Have they got the damage to bring him down? The Axe Stampede coming through. Not enough to save Thompson. Thompson's dead. Buys back. Immediately back in the fight, Ana.
Arteezy's just being chased by Ana. He can't run away.
Arteezy can't get himself out of this. He's dead for 100 seconds. S4. TP's back to base. Blind Samel, will they get out? No, does he find him? Does he find him? He does. Samel gets back.
TZ dead though, without a buyback. Not available for about a minute and a half. As that double stampede, we see it coming into play. They don't have the damage to go through, really. They were able to eventually kill Thompson, but the amount that they really have to commit forward to kill this Zeus through that 8 seconds of stampede is too much for EG to deal with, as this Spectre, seemingly immortal.
Samel's got a lot of money, but he has to play careful now. He absolutely needs to make sure he has buybacks available. I mean, as I say, 29-2-6. I get it. It isn't team deathmatch. It's not all about kills. You're seeing it this game. Samel, he's played his heart out this match, but now it's at a point where OG, they're starting to win it.
I'd say they definitely are winning, even though they have those 2 racks down. EG's team fight into them, they can't actually really do too much. There's just way too much tankability on everybody. I mean, it's a 4,000 health Centaur, a 3,000 health, 2,600 health Zeus. Even the Io has 2,900. It's pretty much just Bane. You see No-Tail sitting at 1,300, but everybody else is close to that 3,000 range. Where that's where, I mean, Tiny, he wants people to be a bit lower. Sure, he still has that Daedalus so he can crit, but when all these heroes are at this high of HP, he loses a lot of his effectiveness. As now an Aeon Disc is finished up. Thompson. But you can see, every single time the fight does come out, that Stampede instantly, their Spectre Haunt comes out as well, and just chaos ensues right away for EG.
I mean, at this point now, it really feels like it sort of swings the other way, where it's sort of EG waiting for their cause to get the big item so they can scale. You know, Arteezy, he needs the Satanic and he needs a Rapier at this stage.
Yeah, exactly. But he needs to go for the Rapier, but he's
got to
not
get a Rapier.
He's not able to find the farm on the map.
No. Because of such slow start that he had at the beginning. You know, there was a point where we saw it. He was smiling, he was laughing, he felt it was fine because of how well Samel was doing. Well, at this point, it sort of now comes back to him, and Arteezy's not quite at the point that his team needs him to be at. Now it's EG that sort of need more time for their Gyro to be able to get the items to deal with OG's cause.
You know, first time in 50 minutes pretty much has claimed the
in the middle lane. OG ready to pounce. Zeb gets the stun, the double force though, creating the space for S4 to get back. They try for an avalanche, doesn't connect. Nimbus get frozen down on top of Arteezy. Arteezy the side trying to take the Nimbus. Nagos Wrap used by Thompson. They'll pump the Horn. Arteezy jam to pump the BKB runaway. Crit gets surrounded. Crit gets taken down. They'll go for the Supernova. OG looking towards the sun. Can they take it down in time? They can. They get the Supernova. Samel going in with the BKB. Looking towards Seth. Breaks down Seth, but Ana still alive. Cuts down Samel. Double kill for Ana. S4 trying to run himself away from Jax. It's but Jax with the right clicks gets the kill. 4 dead on EG. Samel has to buy back. The rest of them do have buybacks available as well. But OG, they'll lose 2, but they've got the big boys still alive. Ana and Thompson pushing on the tree throw, not enough to kill off Jerax.
These 2 are still just full health, full mana. Thompson is pretty much full.
There's another buyback from Crit, there's another buyback from Seb, ready to go in the mid lane. Samel getting stunned up by the Nimbus, Ana moving in. Samel getting forced back, they've got to keep alive. Arteezy dies, buys back as well. 4 buybacks, including Samel. It's a full team buyback in from EG. Set 4, jumped on, Seb with the double edge. S4 bursted down by the Nimbus, they lose S4, he's down without buyback. OG into the middle lane, onto the high ground and taking a tier 3 tower. The fortification gets popped. EG, can they hold with just the 4 of them as OG? They found the tower.
They can't get to the back lines. They can't go through Ana. They can't kill this Zeus. They can't kill this Io.
As that is going to be another set of racks at the least for OG as they find the melee racks mid. Samel, can he get any sort of jump in there? Homing missile connects onto Ana. throw the tree out, but that is the full set of Raskol mid. They're moving straight towards the top lane. OG ready to hunt for those megas. There's the swap. They get the swap on and they get the silver edge. Can they burst him in time? No, the Axe Stampede. The damage reduction, keeping Anna safe. The Sunray potential damage doing a fair bit. Anna trying to walk his way out of the base. They've got the toss. They kill him. They get Anna down for 2 minutes. Jarek still alive with about 2 HP at the moment, able to tether himself up to the high ground. He'll live. But they do push OG back. They get that kill on Anna. A clutch swap play does cost Crit his life, but it keeps the game going. Only just about, though, for EG, as they're now 12k behind.
The majority of the damage in order to kill that Spectre is really going to start coming from Fly. That Sunray is pretty much their best effort to pierce through that 4,500 health on Anna.
Sumail was out hunting, but a scan there from OG confirmed his position. Refresher finished on Seb.
We've already seen what one Stampede can do in the fights too. How do they really go through all this? EG. The next Roche is alive. See the items start to get replaced. Sumail has now picked up a Butterfly, replacing that Echo Saber, but RTZ only has a small crit.
And Jarex is queuing up a Rapier.
No, he switched it.
Oh. I really wanted to see if he was going to be able to get the Satanic Rapier before RTZ did.
I mean, Satanic
that would have been the ultimate BM.
The heal that he can get off is pretty awesome. As we see this replay coming through, the Sunray damage really coming through onto Anna. And then Sumail committing forward with those several tosses.
Yeah, but as we say, if Crit didn't give his life there to make that swap play, this game pretty much will have been over in favor of OG.
Yeah. See, they're still feeling confident.
Absolutely. The momentum on a rise here for OG in this game 3. No-Tail gets found out though. Swap from Crit.
Has to buy back right away. They don't want to have Anna buy back.
20 seconds until Anna's back in. When he is, he's going to have that horn.
They're looking for the Roche.
They can get Roche before Anna. They've got 10 seconds to do it. They're based in a little bit of trouble.
They have to commit forward.
They've got
this
4 seconds. 3, 2. They're going to have it. They've got the Aegis on RTZ. And it looks like OG don't want to fight straight away into it. They're popping the Axe Stampede, now they look to jump forward. Zeb does get punched straight away, pops the refresh, he gets the second Stampede off. They've got the control on RTZ taken down once. They get the Aegis out of the Supernova, successful though from Fly. Stunning up Anna, but do they have the damage to actually kill Sumail? Looking at what's out of it, Anna pops the Manta, they look to Sumail, take it down for 2 minutes. RTZ trying to back off, there's going to be the buyback for Jerax. They get the Nimbus out onto Fly, jumped on by Seb, the Who Stop takes him out, 2 dead on EG.
The base of EG also, the creeps.
They don't have buyback. Fly and Sumail are dead for 2 minutes pretty much. OG going straight down the middle lane as only S4, RTZ and Crit are left standing.
And they're coming in, Jerax as well, coming forward.
He's got a Rapier, but it's almost certainly
they're going for the base.
OG looking to close things up. They're onto the Ancient. They're beating it down at a pace that EG can't compare to. OG win the series 2-1 against Evil Geniuses, knocking EG down to the lower bracket. OG will move 1 step closer to the Aegis as they continue their run in the upper bracket after what a series, what a game 3, and Sumail heartbroken, understandably so, losing a game. Sumail 31-4-8. It's got to be one of the best KDAs we've seen on a losing team, as OG against all odds were able to bring this game back round.
What unbelievable comebacks we have between these two teams in 2 back-to-back games. OG with the fortitude to stick through it after dealing with such adversity.
Oh, the look there from No-Tail. I mean, you could feel it this game. There was the drama, there was the passion, and OG.
There was the passion, and OG, against any other team, I don't know if they would have played as well as they did here.
They did seem to have a fire lit under them.
You could absolutely feel it from OG. We saw an incredible turnaround from EG in Game 2, but that comeback and turnaround from OG in Game 3 has to be by far the biggest that we've seen here at this TI.
Absolutely, that was remarkable to see, just the itemization, every little play coming in here for this matchup.
What a way to end the day, and of course we'll now pass it back to the panel to wrap that one up. What a Game 3. OG take the series 2-1.
Thank you very much, and we can see the smiles on their faces. I don't think it'd be an exaggeration to say that OG has truly grown as a team. I mean, we questioned their mentality or their focus if they can get through it after a game 2 like that, but I think they proved all of that wrong, and OG take a top 3 spot at this international.
Amazing series, just amazing. How they utilize their heroes so well, like the timings, like they knew when they were really strong, and the toss, the gyro got tossed. That actually made some difference in the game. You know, he was laughing it off at when it happened, but as soon as he died again at bottom lane, I think it started to sink in that it actually was a costly mistake.
Yeah. Sin, what are your thoughts? I mean, this game, it took a while, but OG pulled it off.
I kind of want to go back to the start of the game because there were 2 things that happened in this game early on that ended up having